106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Every time I click on that full screen, it puts me in the little window. Double Impact, February 12th. It is your host, Gabe Eltaeb. It is your host. I am your host, Gabe Eltaeb. And I just ran back from the bathroom, and I barely got in front of this computer when the song was ending. Welcome in, my guest, the beautiful, the amazing. And it is Black History Month. I just want to honor you and let you know you are seen, and you are believed, and you are strong, stunning, brave, and a king.
Thank you. Check. You checked them all.
Wakanda forever.
Imaginary place forever. So fucking stupid.
How's it going?
Imaginary. A place that doesn't exist forever. Oh, stupid ass.
Oy.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Long time no talk. It's been a few hours.
It's been about 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah. How was your afternoon?
Like a long time.
Okay.
It was cool. Played, went to the park, played some catch with my son.
Ooh.
We just got done with a rat tail fight that I won. Thank you very much.
What's a rat tail fight?
Where you wind up the towel, you snap each other.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was fucking him up. My brother and I used to wet the tip of the towel. Really get to
my
fucking
cousin did that shit. That hurts.
Yeah.
I always in the kitchen. I take the towels off the stove and I try to whip my wife's ass while she's doing dishes or whatever. and I never do it because it really hurts.
Yes, it does.
Every once in a while, I accidentally do it, and then she gets so mad, and then I laugh. She's like, "You better not, Gabe," and she's doing the dishes, you know. And I'm like, "Oh, but what if I did? What if I did? What if I did? Oh God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to."
Whoopsie daisy! Did not mean to do that. Do not count that against me. That was an accident.
What am I, a professional towel snapper? Come on.
Come on, my credentials expired, lady. You know that.
Yeah. I haven't renewed my ass snapping license in quite a while. So.
Yeah, it's lapsed. But you know, there should always be, no matter how many years it's been, there should always be a playful nature with when it comes to your relationship.
For always.
With your wife. Always. There should always be that playfulness there. What's that supposed to mean, Heather? The reason I'm not here in the beginning is because I usually get off work at 7 o'clock and I have to drive home to get to my computer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how bad do you feel now?
You know, Heather, how could you say that? And during Black History Month, how dare you say that?
That's 2 strikes. You got one more, girlfriend.
You said that during Black History Month. Unacceptable.
You got one more. Double
points. He was a strong king. you know?
Yeah, how stupid is that? We all descend from royalty. Stop
Yeah.
it. If that's the case, we probably be inbred because
Uh,
that's what the royal families do. They think they're keeping their bloodline pure, and they're just a bunch of inbreeding fucking yeehaw.
I'll tell you what.
Stupid.
I'll tell you what, buddy.
If anybody going to have sex with my sister, it's going to be me.
That's right.
Dude, those are words to live by. So,
All right. Indeed, you do. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, I'm ready for the movie tonight. But first, we have other things we'll get to, other nonsense, other goofing around. We had a great conversation this afternoon. And I'm always moving and transforming and trying to figure out this YouTube thing. Jericho and I, we had this conversation this morning about the inauthenticity of YouTube. And how it's not because people lack character. I think it's because YouTube forces you to chase this algorithm. So then you see 800 videos about these topics that are timely and newsworthy, but you personally are not interested. And you're like, well, they want me to make a video about, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, but I don't want to. I don't want to talk about Travis Kelce and what happened with him and Taylor Swift. And like, I cannot tell you how much I don't give a shit about that. I can't tell you. They're not words to express.
It's not humanly possible. Yeah.
No, I don't care. I don't care. So, in honor of just doing whatever the hell I want to do on YouTube and just finding an audience eventually that just adores it, which you guys love what we do here, and no compromise, I've changed up what I've been doing. I've been doing those commentary videos talking about pop culture, which I do care about, but I just care about. I feel like it's the same message over and over. It's like if you make shitty, degenerate entertainment, you're going to brainwash people into being degenerates. Then they're going to vote that way. Then the society's going to fall apart. Like I don't know how many times I could say that over and over about Disney turning every Jedi gay. Or remember the gay Yoda we came up with this morning?
Yes.
Vader, that cape, dashing it looks on you.
Your butthole looks nice. It does.
Oh, did you wax for me?
Dude, Yoda's getting fucking real right now.
Actually,
That's just being more inclusive. Like everybody should be represented in everything all the time.
Right. So that being said, Jericho and I are going to do a live stream. I think Fridays. You were saying Thursdays, but I think since we do a show Wednesday night, I don't know about turning around and doing one 12 hours later on Thursday morning. We'll talk Thursday or Friday, but a live stream of our Datitude show where we just talk about being men and being fathers. It's really fun. Great conversation. It's free form. We hit topical stuff and current events, but only if we're interested. I don't want to algorithm chase with, I better talk about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Ugh. Please. It's horrible.
Yeah, I can't muster the give a shit to talk about a lot of the trending topics. And yes, everybody's there, and that's kind of why you're here, to get more, eyeballs on your shit. But I don't want to force it. I don't want to. There have been a few times I've done, man, got to be close to 3,000 videos since I started my channel. And there's only a handful of times, no need to take my shoes off, to count the amount of times that I've recorded and then realized I didn't hit record or something like that, to where I have to recreate the moment, and I just moved on to another topic because you can't do that.
I recorded one like 2 weeks ago, and I had the mic off.
Man,
like I'll show you. I'll show you something real quick. It's share screen. Let's see. It's this software here. Do you use OBS?
No, I use StreamYard, man.
Okay. Well, no, I mean OBS to like record stuff. And see how there's a microphone going right there and all that? But you can mute it. And I had it freaking muted while I was recording the video. So that wasn't great. That wasn't great. And then you try to record it and you said something improv that was really funny, and you're like, trying to recreate the moment. And
yeah, it's always like some really good shit, something really funny you said, or a point, that you wanted to make, but then you're like, you can't do that. You can't go back and fake it, because if you have any level of integrity, you don't want to do that.
Like dust in the wind, only for a moment, then the moment's gone.
Dude, you had it, man. What happened, dude?
Only for the moment, and the moment's gone.
That's it.
That's right, baby.
What can you do?
Yeah. So I trying to balance that, trying to just figure it out. Cause it's like I've made all those videos about pop culture and comic books and video games, all this. And I do care about what I'm saying. It is sincere, but I do feel like what else is there to say? Cause I'd rather be a doer. And that's why I have Big Man Comics, right? That's why I'm right. You know, I was thinking, oh, I'm only doing like 4 comic books this year, 4 or 5. We'll see what happens. I was like, when I was at DC and Marvel, you know, I'm doing 30, 40, 50 a year. And then I realized, oh, each one of these is 6 comic books. Each graphic novel is the size of 6. So really, I am doing like 25, 30 books. It's like, oh, okay. And not all, and that was just coloring at DC and Marvel mostly. A little bit of drawing, some writing, a tiny bit of writing. But I realize now, oh, okay. I'm writing these, I'm drawing these, I'm coloring these. It is a lot more work. And okay, it isn't less work. But speaking of that, are you wearing socks, Jericho? Because I'm about to blow them off.
No, let's do it. I do have some on.
Look at, here's some pages from Empyrean, Earth Illuminated. Did you love Star Wars? Did you hate that they made Yoda gay?
I hate all that shit. Oh, that's my song. It is.
Doing that voice makes me cough. Hold on, I need water. I don't know how the fuck Yoda talks like that all the time.
You get paid that kind of money, you figure it out.
Come on, guys. This is gorgeous.
That's fucking amazing.
This is gorgeous artwork. I am the writer. My buddy Akeon, he illustrated the Dean Cain book. He's the illustrator. I colored a lot of this, and then I've got some guys helping me out color that are fantastic. Industry, both of them. Between the 3 of us, we probably have almost 80-something years experience coloring comic books between the 3 of us coloring this thing. But I had to enlist some pro help, big-time guys with major industry experience to get this done because I'm drawing the Unstoppable Tyrus, and well, it's unstoppable, Jericho. I can't stop working on it. Right?
Yeah, you try it, you just
it's
can't.
The Unstoppable Tyrus. I should have known that.
You titled it, so live with it, man.
So this will be going on sale soon, and I'm working on a distribution deal, a marketing distribution deal with somebody. But this is an outstanding book here. It is gorgeous. You're going to want it. You hate that they turned Star Wars into LGBT, DEI, SJW, and every other acronym they have for this nonsense. I think that Elon Musk and the Doge team should look into all the woke Disney and CNN and all. I know that they got money. You know they got piles of money. He already proved news orgs got money to AP and Reuters and the BBC. You know Disney and CNN, DC Comics, Marvel. I bet you they got money to do this shit.
I bet you if they look into Disney, it would be like when they pick up like a 700-pound person out of their bed and they haven't moved for like 3 months. Like that's what it's like exposing Disney. I think there's some rot in there and it is just fucking disgusting. And I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I'd love to see it all exposed. And that's the thing about guys like me who worked there forever. I know where all the bodies are buried. Dude, I know things about people in the business that could alter careers. I'll say it that way.
Yep, knowledge is power.
I know some stuff.
Knowledge is power.
Come on, what do you think of this robot here? This old man and him fighting these bags. How badass is this thing?
I like that
gun.
I
love this. And I love that I look at this and I don't realize this is mine. It's like, oh yeah, this is that comic that super awesome professional company made. Oh wait, it's mine. I made this.
Yeah, that shit's really cool.
Yeah, it's really fun stuff. And it's just an adventure, beautiful women, awful bad guys, a smiling devil may care heroes, and gorgeous artwork, and you're gonna love it. But I had to get the colorists to come in and help me do it because I'm currently drawing the Tyrus book. And then in my head, I'm rewriting my military thriller. And I'm gonna do I think I've switched up the schedule. I got to talk to Akeon on Friday. He was going to tackle the military thriller and Dean Cain 2 for the rest of this year. I think I want to move up Dean Cain 2 and have him just start drawing that as soon as he's done helping me with the Tyrus book on layouts. And I'm going to draw the military thriller. It's a very personal story to me, so I think I'm going to work on that. And I'm still looking for someone who draws in a very cartoony style to draw the Jericho Green and the Hammerheads book. So we got a lot coming. Look how badass this is. Come on. Look at those greens and those reds. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, that shit's cool.
I'm thrilled with this. I'm just thrilled. I had a phone meeting with the colorist guy this just about an hour ago, and he just blew me away. With what he showed me here, and should be done by Friday. That's what he told me. Should be done by then. So that is Empyrean Earth Illuminated. Hopefully we put that guy on sale I want to put it on sale, like, I'll just say spring. I don't want to start shouting out dates here and then get it wrong. Spring. So I have until mid-June, I guess, to put it up on sale. And the great thing you'll know is when you back it, when you crowdfund it for me, that you will get the book. It will not be vaporware for 500 years. You know what I mean here? So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
All up in your hand.
Right. Let's see.
It's going to be all up in your possession.
Right. Oh, goodness. I'm trying to get this thing to work here. What's going on with this? Okay. Sorry. I want to show one other thing and then we'll move on. Keep being like this, son of a bitch. I'm plugging remember when I had problems with my iPad in the past? Like,
yep.
There she blows. Got her. I'll show you a little bit of Tyrus on here. Okay, is it on the screen finally? Is it there with me?
You are.
Okay, the Tyrus comic. Okay, it's there, right? I'm gonna move me out of the way though. I'm too big. I'm too big on the screen here. And I got great news about my daughter, Minnie. You know, she's doing all that stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
She's opening. You know who Jeff Garland is?
Mm-hmm.
She's check this out. I made this the other day. My daughter will be opening Monday, February 24th at the Belly Up here in San Diego, at the Solana Beach Belly Up, with some other comedians. I think Shantae Wayans might be one of the Wayans brothers, sisters.
Yeah, she is.
Kids,
she used to be on that. She used to be on that show, Wilding Out. I'm not sure which Wayans kid she is. But.
That is a funny family. The Wayans might be the most funny family you could think of. If, like person per person, they're funny individuals that are funnier, obviously. But family member by member, name a family with more funny people than the Wayans. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, there's got to be some genetics in there, just like sports.
Right.
You know, that had to be passed down.
Right, and then she got her own corporate gig. She's going to be doing something for a bunch of realtors and all that. So I'm very happy for her. She's doing a private comedy show for a bunch of people. So I made her these. These are little flyers for her to post on social media and all that. So, and let's go into here. The Unstoppable Tyrus, guys, it's up to page 39 complete. So it's flying along. Let's look at a recent page. Check this out. I love this. This is part of the story where he's learning about his powers after he got them. He's got a sidekick named Steinbeck, who's an orangutan. I'll explain it when you read it. It's gorgeous. Steinbeck. Steinbeck is my favorite author.
Yeah, very familiar.
Monterey. Yeah. I went up to Monterey and all that, and I went to the Steinbeck Museum, but the first novelist I read was John Steinbeck when I was like 12. I found some of his books at my grandparents' house. But yeah, Tyrus looking great. So I'm illustrating these every day. And what else? Where's another? Oh, and here's some of the bad guys. And there is another literary one. The goat, the evil goat, I named him Cormac. My favorite author, Cormac McCarthy. I named him Cormac. This guy's Zelex, which is a Kumeyaay Indian word for a desert falcon. So he is a falcon. And so, yeah, we got like mutants, like Ninja Turtles and all that. It's a blast, this book. And it's going to be a ton of fun. Let's see. I'll show this other one here, and then we'll move on. But yeah, I couldn't be more thrilled working on this thing. Look at his feats of strength here. Lifting this Chevy into the air over his head.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this in color, man.
Oh, it's gonna just blow it out the water. The guy that was coloring that Imperium stuff I was showing you, he's gonna color this one. But look at when he's trying to learn his powers, he thinks he has some invincibility. So him and the orangutan are outside, and the orangutan's gonna shoot him because they think he's gonna be fine. But then the girl comes out like, "What the fuck are you two doing? Knock it!" And they're like, "What? He has healing powers." Like, we're pretty sure it's gonna work.
Let's see how far we can take him. Shit, I need to know.
It's like, so yeah, so we write some comedy into it, but it's an action adventure. And again, you are tired. You are so effing tired of what Disney and Warner Bros. All of them have done to your entertainment. How they just freaking demolished it, made everything stupid and boring, and trying to brainwash you with all this LGBT, whatever, globalist bullshit nonsense. I don't do that. And I don't go the other way. I don't go, you must be a conservative like me or else I will hate you. I don't. What I do to you is say, you will be entertained when you read this. That's all I do to you. That's all I do. Just entertain you. Learn a little lesson about being heroic. But that shouldn't be political, right? It shouldn't be left or right wing to be like, hey, I want to like sacrifice to do something good. That's not left or right wing, I hope.
No, anybody should be able to pick that up and be entertained and not feel that they're being attacked or feel like they're being snuck some kind of message is being snuck in, or they're getting beat over the head with something. Anybody should be able to pick it up and just purely be entertained. That's all. And it's kind of cool that they made that such a rarity. It really opens up for stuff like this. So good job, dickheads.
Yeah, good job, geniuses. So how do you feel that Dean Cain is probably digital ID? Next thing, he'll probably be pro Skynet. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're saying that digital ID is very important to Dean Cain? Really? Okay. All right. Give me more updates on his politics, please.
I don't even know what that means.
I have no idea what you're talking about here. He is probably digital. He is digital ID, or he's pro. This is not something he and I have talked about. I'm not worried about it. Here's the thing with me. I could be friends with someone and disagree with them about something. I kind of don't have any idea what you're talking about. But if he, believe it or not, if he held a position that I disagreed with, still love the guy because we're friends and he's a good man. Like the guy you see when he comes on here, same guy when we hang out. You've hung out with him in private, right, Jericho? In Vegas, He took us to breakfast.
Yeah.
I've been to his house a couple times. He's literally the exact same dude. He's one of the most real people I've ever met. You would never know he was a TV star, an NFL player, and all this stuff. He just acts completely normal when you hang out with him. He's a good dude. So I don't know what you're getting at, but you will not besmirch my friend on here. So sorry. Let's see. That one is my daughter's favorite book so far that you are drawing. Oh, the Tyrus one. I'm glad. Oh, yeah. You sent me a private message of your daughter's art. Tell her I said it was great for a 10-year-old. Fantastic work. Keep it up.
Keep it up, kiddo.
Let's see.
Keep chopping that tree.
That's right. Kara says, it took me just under 3 hours to read Dean Cain, All-American Lawman. Read it at work. They were watching Finding Nemo in Spanish. ¿Dónde está Nemo? ¿Dónde está? Soy what would it be? Buscando para Nemo? That's like looking for Nemo, right? Buscando? I think so. So.
¿Dónde está the fish?
¿Dónde está? Would it be El or La? El or La Pez? Pescado. Pescado is a fish, right? So.
Yeah, El Pescado, I guess.
Yeah.
Not La Pescado. El Pescado.
El. Yeah. So.
Where's the fish? Show me your fish.
Hey, where's the fish, Booker?
Hey, I can smell your fish, I know.
I feel like that is the Raider fan. We need a Raider fan to come on here. We need how we have Hulk Hogan. We need a Raider fan.
Why would you want that's like saying I want somebody to take a shit in my living room. Why would you invite that kind of filth?
That's true.
I don't want to be.
You know what I hate? The Raiders are going to be good again. They got Pete Carroll as the head coach.
When?
They got Pete Carroll as the head coach. Name when he was a bad coach.
Hey, I mean, it could be overnight. That's very possible if they have the right people. It could be overnight. Raiders are good again, or they could continue to suck ass. And I saw this thing once where they had pictures of the building, the initial construction of the Raiders Stadium in Nevada, in Vegas. And one of the construction guys was a Chiefs fan, and he threw a Chiefs flag into the wet cement when they were pouring the foundation
he cursed
of the Raiders Stadium. So that could happen too.
So there's a Kansas City Chiefs towel embedded in the concrete.
Embedded in the foundational concrete of the Raiders Stadium. So if that kind of stuff is true, you guys are in trouble. But I'm in the NFC, my team, the Niners. So I'm not tripping. We wouldn't see the Raiders until either we had the Battle of the Bay game, which is no longer a thing, or we ran into them in the Super Bowl. So go Raiders! But most of the fans are fucking dildos. That's for sure.
Let's see. Oh, here's I want to show. Speaking of the Raiders,
the Raiders.
At the end of 2023, I went to that stadium, the Raiders, and I think I texted you that night. But there was a call. At the end of college football, sometime now, like in February, it's like a week before the Super Bowl, there's a game called the East-West Shrine Game, and a bunch of college players go to it to demo themselves for the NFL. And I went to that, and we got the VIP seats. Now, if you go to an NFL game and you get these same seats, I think they're thousands of dollars per ticket. But for like $400, my wife got 2 tickets because this is a college game that nobody goes to. And look how close you get to the players. Hold on, I'll bring this on the screen for everyone to see. That bar behind me, people are leaning on, that's the chairs for the players on the other side of that. You get like 5 feet from the field. But if you look behind me, there's no one in the stadium. That's why the tickets are so cheap. Look at that stadium. There's no one back there. Look at my face. I was 258 pounds this morning. I'm probably 305 in this picture. So
wow, big difference.
Yeah.
No
And look what we
pun
got here. The Raiders 3 Super Bowl trophies. They're there in that VIP lounge right around the corner.
And probably a bunch of dust on them. Nobody gives a shit.
But yeah, that was me and my son went to that East-West Shrine game in Vegas. I was so excited. I thought it was going to be in Vegas every year. It moves around. Oh, I thought I was going to go to this thing, to the VIP every year. So, oh well.
Nope. Fucking Raiders.
It was a fun experience the one time I did it.
But yeah, they got Pete Carroll, so they got a shot. They're contenders.
Do you think that Pete Carroll looks like Paul Newman from Newman's Own Salad Dressing and many great films of the 60s?
Nah, not really.
Really?
Kind of, but not dead on. I'm sure. I doubt he gets.
I think they could be brothers.
I don't know. Paul, what's his name? Pete Carroll. He has like a longer face, like a horse face. If he went to a bar, the bartender would ask him, "Hey, why the long face?" So no, I don't think they look that similar.
They do have he has a longer face, but they do have a very similar chin, the two of them. I don't know. Every time I see Pete Carroll, I think of the Newman's Own salad dressing.
Yeah, but what's that moon that used to be in the McDonald's commercials?
Oh, it's Mac tonight.
Yeah, he looks like that guy.
Yeah. You know that McDonald's got sued for using that song because it was too similar to Mac the Knife, and they never got the rights from the people that had Mac the Knife. They got sued and had to pay a bunch of money to the family.
I'm sure McDonald's can handle that.
Yeah.
What, a few million maybe?
Yeah, they got a little.
Yeah, no big deal.
Hold on. I'm looking for this Newman's Own salad dressing.
Kind of, but
he has a
longer face. Kind of.
We used to eat this all the time when I was a kid. This Newman's Own dressing. My mom really liked it. I liked it. But I'm trying to open image in new tab. Trying to find this. Okay. I think these guys look like they could be brothers. Hold on.
Nah.
You don't see it?
Nah. Paul Newman has a shorter face.
Look at the full head of white hair. They both have the mega masculine chin.
I mean, I'm sure we could find a better picture than on a bottle of salad dressing.
Yeah. I don't
know. No, I disagree. I do not think they look alike.
I think they're brothers. I think the dad might have been a traveling salesman and one of them's a love child. Although they are like 50 years different in age, right? Didn't Paul Newman die years ago? And
I mean, I don't know, man. You sounds like you put a lot of thought into this, so good luck with your theory.
It's basically all I think about. I do run 4 online Facebook groups discussing Paul Newman and Pete Carroll's supposed relationship.
Yeah, this and only this are the only topics that we fucking talk about.
Right. Yeah, no, you start talking about other salad dressing mascots that might look like other NFL coaches, you're out.
Hey, that's a good way to get blocked, people.
It's a very way. You'd be surprised how many football coaches look like salad dressing mascots. You'd be surprised.
Once you look into it, huh?
Once you dig deep, dude, there's at least one, at least one.
I feel like digging into this at all is digging too deep. You know what I mean?
That we live in the craziest time where you could know anything and so much of it is pointless to know.
But you used to have to work for that. It's like giving your dogs treats all the time or making them do something to give it to them. You used to work for that treat, for that little bit of knowledge that you couldn't wait to tell another person next time you're in a social setting or something like that. Now it's just fucking everything's there all the time by the second. You have footage of movies before they even have the damn CGI. They're walking around in those ridiculous black tight suits with the little white balls all over them. You have the footage of them talking to a tennis ball. We have everything all the time instantly. And it sucks, man. It sucks. It sounds good. If somebody wrote this down, wrote a story about the evolution of technology, you'd be like, whoa, 2025 sounds like riding on the front of a rocket ship. That sounds awesome. But being in it, no, it sucks. And I miss the mystery.
Yeah, it's different between low lights and lingerie or just like turn the lights on, like the examination lights from the dentist's office or something.
Yeah, from a CVS at 11 p.m.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need little mystery's awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Because here's the thing about your imagination. it fills the gaps in perfectly. It doesn't fill. You don't imagine things, but they're like low budget. You ever watch a movie and the special effects of the props are cheap? You could tell it's cheap and they didn't have any money.
Mhm.
Your imagination has an unlimited budget, so everything it creates and fills in looks perfect and feels perfect. So yeah, keep the lights low. Just we don't.
Yeah,
or
having that mystery, or at least work up. You got to work up. You got to earn it. I got to earn that whatever it is, that knowledge. I got to work for it somehow, and it's just in my pocket. Boop boop boop. Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, because we currently have a fire hose of whatever you want all the time. I remember when the iPhone came out in 2007, and you had internet, but it was pretty slow on the phones and all that. And I remember telling my wife, once this phone can give me whatever I want, whenever I want it, it's over for society. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm being proven correct that it's super good, super useful, the technology, the internet, but the level of discipline required to not let this stuff drive us right off a cliff is very high. So.
Yeah. And that fire hose of information is up our ass. And it's no bueno. And go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, because I famously on this show, I'm anti pornography. I'm a First Amendment guy, but I do think it should be illegal. I'm not a legal scholar, so don't ask me how you would accomplish that, because I don't know how you'd outlaw porno. And then an artist like me, we're like doing life drawing, and they're like, "Oh, you're under arrest." Like I get it; it'd be very hard. That said, I think pornography is only bad. I don't think it's like funny or casual like a lot of people. I don't think anyone should look at it. I think it's like doing heroin, or like it's only bad for you. And you'll be on Twitter because I love politics. I follow them a lot, and you'll just see pornography on Twitter without your consent. What I mean? You're not looking for it. You're just scrolling like Kanye West the other day went crazy on Twitter. I don't know if you know about this, but
yeah. He went
he made some very bad posts, and it's like, I don't want that. And this is that fire hose of unlimited information that we have, and we've got to not get rid of the internet and technology, but we've got to figure out how to balance it in our lives, because it's right now it's insanity. So, we got a note from Big Baby Jericho. Big Baby said hi, Bubba, and said hi to Jericho and asked him, "What are you doing?"
We're having a great conversation, Big Baby. Hanging out. The question is, what are you doing, Big Baby? Are you getting into something? Are you eating? Are you getting ready for bed? Hi,
Ivy. That's what you could say. Hi, Ivy.
Hi, Ivy. Are you getting ready for bed? Are you talking somebody's ear off right now? Are you playing with Mr. Parmesan? What's going on?
This is my granddaughter. She lives here with me, just so everyone in the audience knows. She's Big Baby. And one thing, she's turned 2 December 5th. So she's 2 in 2 months. And she talks now, gibberish, little sentence fragments. But one thing she started in the last week or two, it's like, okay, bedtime, brush your teeth, blah, blah, blah. And as you head to the bedroom, she's like, food? So it's like, they start asking for food or water or something to stay up like that.
Like, hey, wait, hold on. Hey, come on.
What if we had some cookies instead of going to bed?
Hear me out. Just give me a minute. So let's head back in the kitchen and avoid this hole.
Yeah, no, bed is great. What about cookies and cartoons instead, though? Huh?
No, I hear you, Mom. I understand. I get it. Yes, but
listen.
Yeah, hear me out.
No, nobody wants to go to bed more than me. I just think we should have some cookies first.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm telling you, I couldn't want to go to bed more than I do right now, but sometimes we got to do what we don't want to do, which is have cookies first.
Yeah. Do you want me to go to bed leaving a stone unturned? Of course not.
Right.
So let's not put that mental stress on you. Let's just get in there and have,
How am I going to feel if I go to bed right now and then those cookies, something happens to them at night and then we don't get to eat them tomorrow? How am I going to feel?
But let's play it out. No, I go to bed now.
Right.
Cookies are uneaten.
Okay.
And that's a waste. We don't want to waste food. There's starving children, all around the world. I don't want to be one of them. So what I'm doing
then when we get up, what has happened to the cookies when we get up?
Yeah. So really, this is about humanitarian aid.
Right.
Which none of us can ignore. So let's
it's a solid argument.
But you know what? You sit here and think about what I said. I'll go ahead and head in there.
Right.
I'll get started.
Right. And then we'll circle back, talk about the bed thing later. Okay. Circle back. Why don't we table the bed thing for now?
I'll let you know when I'm ready.
Yeah. She starts talking office speak. We'll table it. Why don't we put a pin in it? The bed thing, I like it. I like where your head's at. Let's put a pin in it and we'll talk about it later.
We'll come back to it. No, we'll have a meeting about it, of course. But
Yeah.
right now, so basically, give her a cookie.
What did your kids do to bargain to not go to bed? Was it water?
Yeah, I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
I'm thirsty. Yeah. And then knowing that that taps into your caveman DNA, must have water.
All
right, go ahead. And then what's taking so long? I forgot to. Let's go. But they're tired when they bring up bed. Like a couple times, my son has like turned off the TV. I want to go to bed. I'm tired. Like, oh
That's
wow,
funny.
this is real.
I hate being thirsty in bed because you're also sleeping. You don't want to get up. That one summer I was visiting my grandmother. I must have been in like 4th or 5th grade. I was watching Nickelodeon and I was kind of sort of paying attention or not, but I looked at the TV and there was a full-size horrible skeleton that looked like burnt and meaty, and it was really scary. But it was on Nickelodeon, and it was some joke segment, and they had a wire in his mouth and it was like blah, 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 like said something, but it had
But it was
eyeballs.
too late.
It wasn't just a skeleton; it was a skeleton with full eyes. You know how creepy that was. And I'm 10 or 9, so that's like 1 in the afternoon. I see this. It's July in Colorado. It gets hot. It's like 100 degrees all day. It's, in the 90s at night. You're sweltering. I'm laying there so thirsty, and it's dark. And you know how your grandparents' house, they have big drapes. They have weird, things decorating. It could be a little creepy sometimes, like porcelain dolls, things like that, old creepy stuff. And I'm laying in this bed that we would sleep in when I was there. And I'm just so thirsty. All I can think of is the skeleton with the eyeballs laughing and talking. And I couldn't get out of bed for like an hour to get a drink. It's like
paralyzed.
1 in the morning. I'm just like, and like, is he gonna be there when I get up and go around the corner?
Of course.
He's waiting around this corner for you to get your water.
There's 4 billion children in the world, and he chose you. He's gonna be in your parents' dining room or kitchen waiting for you. And that's being paralyzed with fear.
Right.
That is literally being paralyzed by fear. It's all in your mind.
Oh, it's all bullshit. You made the whole thing.
You can't move. Sometimes it trips me out. I'll be walking around my house, pitch dark. Like I'll turn off the TV and go to bed. Pitch dark, right? No lights on in the house. And I think, man, when I was a kid, there's no fucking way that I would do this. Walk through my house in dark, because now you're not worried, scared of shit like that. It's just dark. But as a child,
Wolfman or Wolfman's friend, the creature from the Black Lagoon, any of them could have been.
Dude, and your eyes would play tricks on you. Your mind would be fucking with you so bad that you would think that you see things. Like I would take one step in my room and jump into my bed because for sure there's somebody under my bed waiting to grab me.
Look at the comment there. Look at that comment that I put on the screen. He saw it too. Gabe, I know what you're talking about. I also remember that stupid skeleton. Believe it or not, I still do. So it wasn't just me. It is like 1987 or 88. It's so long ago.
That's some scary shit, man.
I saw a skeleton. I'd fuck him up. So what now, bitch?
Now what? Now meet me in the kitchen,
skeleton.
Look
at a little thin there, Bones.
Yeah, I'll meet you in the kitchen
tonight. That I conceal carry. No.
I'll meet you in the kitchen at 1 a.m. Skeleton.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Fucking meet you. Send your location. Send your location, motherfucker.
Yeah, pull up, as they say. Pull up. Yeah, I'll meet you.
Just kidding. I wasn't gonna do shit.
Yeah, fuck you.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be over. But as a kid, oh Lord, it was the scariest time ever. I remember falling asleep watching this movie called Pumpkinhead.
Oh, I know about Pumpkin. Yeah, sure.
And I had to go to my room, and my parents had already gone to bed, and it was dark, and I couldn't leave the light on. Are you kidding me? Your parents wake up and you left the damn light on all night long? Oh. So, man, I had to go to my room. Oh, I mean, just sitting there contemplating, planning your every step, your every move to maximize efficiency to get to your room in your bed with the covers over your head like this, because somehow if you pull them around your head, you were safe.
Yeah, your head out.
Yeah. So I could just get in the fortress of my bed, I'm good. And because right where you turn the corner to go up the stairs was the living room. I was in the den. The living room, it was blacked out, no lights. It was just a big dark abyss.
What about
the hallway?
What about
And
like your relatives? It's not your home, like a basement. You got to turn the light off and then run up the stairs. Like
Oh
some
man.
asshole put the switch at the bottom of the stairs.
I had stairs, so I had to do that. When you turn right by the living room, that's where the stairs are. So I had to go by it, and there was no way to like climb, up like through the railing or something and
No,
skip some stairs. No, I
no.
had to go. I had to do
And the
all of it.
wolf man, like he will eat you, but only he can't eat you if the light's on in the living room. Once you flick that switch, though, all bets are off, and he's
Yeah,
chasing your ass up those stairs.
and he's been waiting for you all night long.
Yeah.
Again, not any other kid's house, just yours.
You know, if
And
I
he's
was
been
wolf
waiting.
man and I wanted to like eat as many people as I could, I would wait downstairs by the stairs and then like let them like turn off the light and go, ah, and I'd chase them a few times, but they'd get away. So I'd set them up that they think I'm downstairs and they're running away from me. But why go to them when I can have them come to me? What I would do
Yeah.
in the future is after like 4 or 5 times, I'm like, I'm going to get you from the bottom of the stairs. What I would then do is while they were watching TV downstairs, I would sneak upstairs to where they are running to. And then they'll flip that switch. They'll run right into my jaws. And that's how I would be the world's best wolfman. I go back to the wolfman office. He's like, "You're amazing, Eltaeb. That's 35 children this week. How do you put up numbers there? Johnson, look at Eltaeb's numbers. You're fucking disgusting. I'm going to fire you. You need to make numbers like him." I would have the best numbers there.
And he goes, and that kid, that's how I got upstairs.
That's right. That's how you get a corner office at the Wolfman Incorporated.
Smoking a cigar, dressed like what is his name?
Oh, I remember this one kid I ate. He
Chuck.
was so fat I couldn't even finish him.
He was delicious, kid. The best kid I ever had.
Oh.
And he's what do they call it? Tex Avery, like the Tex Avery wolf, that suit.
Right.
And those, what do they call those like penguin like shoes? Those where they have the white around the heel and then the black.
I don't
tip.
remember, but that whole outfit is like is it a pachuco? Right? That whole Mexican thing, and they have
the
the
zoot
big
suit.
shoulders, the zoot suit and all that, right?
Yeah, he has his feet up on the desk. And this one kid, man, he was fast, but I was faster. And he tells him the story of how he caught that kid. Oh, I love it. Love it. And don't let a hot chick walk by because then he's, oh, and his eyes are going, ooga, ooga.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's hold on. Yeah, here it is. There he is. Here he is. This guy.
There you go. And that's how I got upstairs.
Candyman free. My brother accidentally.
R.I.P.
I always tell you, we were not allowed to watch any filth or worldly music or anything in my house. My mom, but at Martha's house with Tim and John, they had HBO and all this stuff. They watched the bad shows and the bad movies and listened to the devil music and all that. And in fact, my brother got caught with I'm not even going to say this. Never mind.
We could fill in the blanks. There's only a few things a young man can get caught with.
He found a Playboy magazine at my aunt's house, okay? And then my mom found it in his room. Here's the comedy of it, though. She like smacked him or whatever. Like, where did you get this? And then she looks at it, and it's got like my uncle's name and mailing address on the front.
Damn it.
So she calls over there to my aunts yelling at them.
Damn it. Evidence right on the front.
Oh.
Dude, I remember going to some friend's house. One of my best friend, his dad had magazines next to the toilet.
Oh no!
Not to mention the hygiene issues with that. But there were like car magazines, some gun magazines, and like Playboys mixed in. Like Playboys in some places were out.
Yeah,
my dad
wasn't in like the forbidden box or something.
Yeah, my dad had the 101 jokes to read while you're on the shitter book next to his toilet. It's just like this tall, like thin, this tall book. And yeah, it had all these jokes in it and stuff. And I mentioned this before, going to my dad's friend's shop or something, and they got the, Playboy, the beer, or the, the Husqvarna girls with their tits out. Like,
right.
This stuff used to just be, this is like nuclear material just laying around. And yeah, a young man would probably procure, if you will, some literature like that.
So I love illustrators because I am one, but I really respect the history of art and illustration. This has to do with what you're talking about. This guy here, Doug Sneed, he did those like beautiful cartooned watercolor illustrations that were in Playboy magazine forever, right? But they're really not for the pervy porno part of it, but just they're great illustrations. It's a part of Americana. And he had a booth at Comic-Con many, many years near my booth that I had in Artist Alley. And my wife would always get me some great art book for my birthday because my birthday's on Comic-Con. It's always the week of my birthday. And she got a book from him once. And I'm not trying to besmirch Doug or say anything bad about him, but it made me laugh what he told her. My wife's very pretty. Okay. Like a guy like me would not have a pretty wife. Come on now. My wife is a looker. And do you know what Doug told her when she bought the book and then had him autograph it or make a sketch in or whatever? And I still have it. I love it. The Doug Sneed Playboy cartoon book. He said, you're really pretty. I'd love to draw you someday. And I'm like, okay, Playboy. Okay, buddy. I know this is a scam. This dude's been running for decades.
Oh, and it works like a charm.
Right. Why don't you come to my studio, House Tuesday? And
here's my card.
It'll be a tasteful nude. We'll do some watercolor. I'll have to do some warm-up sketches first. We'll do a few poses. We'll do some charcoal, 15-second, 1 minute, 5-minute poses. Then when I feel like I've got your essence and your gesture, then I'll do a watercolor for you. Does that sound great? And you can have it. This guy, I'm trying to talk badly about him. Game recognizes game, Dougie. Game recognizes game, Doug. I know what you were trying to do.
You know how many times that's worked for Doug?
Oh my gosh, Doug. I mean, Doug's family, if you hear this, we're joking right now. Doug might have a lot of kids, though.
Dude, you know how many watercolors he's painted? Oh,
he might have. Doug might have, you're Doug's kids. You might have a lot of siblings you don't know about. So,
yeah. Would you like a glass of wine?
Can you believe the temerity? Oh, I'd love to watercolor you. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, like the watercolor all over you. Yeah, and that's exactly what he did. Good for you, Doug. Damn it. I love it when people use their powers for good. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's just.
Here's another one. Awesome. My wife bought me another art book from Jim Silke. Is it Silke? Psyche? It's spelled Silke. I've never heard anyone say it out loud. He's an amazing artist, though. He's an older guy. I think he's in his 70s by now. But she bought a book from him, and he's a pinup artist. So pinup artists are hold on, I'm trying to find Jim Silke. He's a pinup artist. They do hot chicks, like there's something a Navy man would have on a calendar or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like something you would have in a garage, but it's awesome, an awesome painting. Here's a great Betty White by Jim Silke. Hold on. Open image in the chat. I want you to see the quality of this guy's work. It's just outrageously good. So here it is. This is Jim Silke, one of my favorites. I just love hot chicks. I love drawing hot chicks. I love looking at drawings and paintings of them. This is Jim Silke's work. I mean, this is a master. Look at that. Look at how gorgeous the color. Look at the red underlighting, the red rim light coming up. Just everything's perfect here. So she got me one of his art books at Comic-Con. And and he didn't know who I was. But I'd been a professional for almost 20 years at the time when she bought me this. And he wrote in there, "Hey, Gabe," or "Happy birthday, Gabe. Keep drawing."
A little head rub. Keep drawing there, Junior.
That was some kid that needed encouragement or something like that.
But that reminds me of reading car magazines and stuff back in the day. Like they had that. They would have like the feature cars would have car models, and there'd be women dressed, in bikinis or whatever, like posing with the cars. I think the car and the lady both worked, in tandem and improved each other. But that will always be something that people are intrigued in, not just men, but the female shape, throughout time, throughout genres, whether it be comics or pinups or like the watercolors. Doug, you little perv, it doesn't matter.
Listen, don't ever invite my wife to get watercolored, Doug. Don't ever do that again. But I do see what you're doing, and I do understand.
I respect it.
I do respect it, just not towards me personally.
The cheetah and the gazelle have a mutual respect for each other.
Hey, cheetah's gonna cheetah.
Yep, and the gazelle's gonna gazelle. So So, respect it.
Yeah, I thought that was amusing that Doug Sneed's like, "Oh, I would love to watercolor you. You're striking." Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, back off there, Dougie. It would have been crazy if he went over there and beat the shit out of him.
There's another guy. He is more testosterone than you could ever believe. He's like 85 years old. His name is Jim Steranko, one of the greatest comic book artists of all time. He is a Trump fanatic, macho, like he's, a two-fisted guy that knock people out. He's an old Italian guy. He still dresses in suits when he goes to Comic-Cons. And I met him. I got some prints of his work. I finally got to meet Jim Steranko. He's got to be in his 80s by now. And I'm like, oh, can I take a picture with you? He's like, I don't take pictures with men. I was like, wow, that is old school. I'll take a picture with your wife, but I don't take pictures with men. I'm like, I say, what are you, some kind of fruit? I don't take pictures with men.
Yeah, get this fucking guy out of here.
Yeah, but I thought Jim Steranko, I thought he was awesome. So
yeah, thank you.
But yeah, there's not a ton of macho guys in comics, not a ton. So speaking of macho guys,
so macho.
It's Double Impact. Time to do Rocky 4. Now, Jericho, you tell me you've never seen this movie before? You just saw it this afternoon for the first time.
Yeah, and minutes before I came in here, I finished watching it.
If I could change, and he could change, then anyone could change.
Dude.
Like, that sounds like the first draft.
This movie was fucking terrible. I mean, it's number 4.
mean, it's Stallone and Rocky. So right there, it gets a passing grade. It might be a C-. It isn't. It's Rocky. It's Stallone. It gets a passing grade from me just for being that.
Yeah, and it's a number 4. Find me a good number 4 in the world.
And you get 2 great lines out of this movie that you can quote to anyone, anywhere. If he dies, he dies. And I must break you. Right? Like, come on. Those are like classic lines.
I mean, yeah, but it was it was bad. It was just so corny. We talked about this earlier. There was no plot. It was just.
It doesn't have a story. This movie.
No, when you said that, I didn't. I understood what you were saying, but I didn't understand what you were saying until I watched it, and then it's like, "Hey, Adrian, he's your birthday, Apollo. I don't know. No, he's dead. I'll fight him. Mother Russia. I could change." Credits.
Right. It's the problem with the story of this, or the lack of story, is there's no story because it's just straightforward.
Yeah.
It's Drago kills Apollo by accident / on purpose. Rocky's upset about it. Rocky shouldn't be fighting anymore, and he shouldn't fight a guy this much bigger than him. So Rocky says, I'll fight him. He goes to Russia and fights him and beats him.
The end.
So he beat your friend and then he got revenge. That's not a story. We need a twist. It's like food with no salt. There's no zing in this. Like, I don't get it.
This movie was like if you're sitting in a room and somebody just came and ran through the room really fast and didn't say anything. They just ran past you.
I mean,
that's what this movie is.
I think someone said it in the chat earlier. I can't find it, but someone said without the training montages, this movie would have been like an hour. It would have been like a tight 45. This movie, it would have been like an episode of Law and Order.
Dude, and that driving scene, I was like, is he driving to Russia? Because that shit was a whole song long, him just driving like through a tunnel. I was like, what the fuck? Is he driving there? Why is his car so long?
The Eisenhower Tunnel is over 2 miles. It's the longest tunnel in North America.
Dude, but he was in like a fucking a Corvette or something. Like, he should have got to that tunnel pretty quick.
It was an Italian car. It was a Lamborghini.
It was a Guinea? So it was a Guinea, and it was like in the middle of the night. There was nobody on the highway. It's not like it was 5 p.m. to try to make it to the airport in Los Angeles. It was in Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. There's nobody on the road, and I swear that montage was fucking forever. And it was a montage of past movies.
Yeah, it was showing like all the Rocky 1, 2, and 3, like different things about it, the friendship with Apollo, different things that happened. So, and you were telling me, we were talking about this earlier, that Rocky 3 is your favorite?
Yeah, with Mr. T, that was it. I remember when he knocked out Mr. T, I ran in there and I told my mom that Mr. T was dead. She starts laughing. She was like, no, he's not dead. He just in the movie. I thought, because I thought whatever was on TV, that shit was real. So if he got knocked out, you're laying down, your eyes are closed. Now, what does that mean?
How old are you? How old are you when this happens?
Like 5.
Now, here's a problem with the Trump haters. They still believe everything they see on TV is real.
Yeah, they never graduated.
Yeah, they never got out of, Stallone didn't really kill Mr. T. It was a movie.
Yeah.
He probably didn't even punch him once. He was
knocked out. Yeah, this dude, Rocky is probably the worst with this. Any of them. Dude, if you took this many punches, first of all, even from Rocky is Sylvester Stallone's a 5'10", 5'11", and in this movie he's probably 180 pounds, shredded. Dude's fucking shredded, right? If he hits you that many times, at the very least, you're unconscious about 5 punches in at the most. But if Ivan Drago, a 6'5", 260-pound, martial arts trained, Dolph Lundgren sized guy hits you that many times, you are gonna die.
Right. But Dolph Lundgren is a big dude. He's like an inch shorter than me.
Fucking huge.
Hold on, I'm trying to brag, Jericho.
Oh, go ahead.
Instead, Dolph Lundgren is a big guy. He's like an inch shorter than me. I love saying that. Sorry, I'm bragging.
But he's huge and he's young. This is 40 years ago. Dolph Lundgren's like 30 or some shit. 28 something. This guy's in peak physical shape. Look at him. Not an ounce of fat on him. And dude, if he punched you, but they must throw. Honestly, I'm sure there's a Rocky IV punch counter. It's got to be 150 punches. I mean, it was just crazy.
Hold on. I got some Rocky right here. I got some. I busted this out in the past. It's been a long time since I've shown it, but I might as well. The time I met my good friend, the one and only Ivan Drago, and me. Here we are. See, I've got him by maybe not an inch, but I've got him just by a touch, right? Because his hair's up.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little bit of hair in this photo. My hair's not as long as his, but I've got him just by a smidge. Just by a smidge.
You
super nice guy.
Fucker.
Super nice guy. I only talked to him twice that night, but he was very nice. And I was really touched the second time I talked to him. I don't know if I told you this. This is December of 2018. I was at the Mann's Chinese Theater in Hollywood for the premiere of the Aquaman movie starring Jason Momoa and Nicole Kidman and Dolph Lundgren. And it's because I was one of the artists on the Aquaman comic. So I got my way into going to the premiere. I've been to a few movie premieres. It's been fun. And I went up to him. Oh, I love Rocky, this and that. And of course, he's probably heard that a zillion times. And then we talked about some other stuff. It was fun. But then like an hour later, I'm walking around and we're walking on a swimming pool. There's a big swimming pool at the Roosevelt, but they put these clear like acrylic blocks on it. So you're walking over the water like a foot over. It's really, really crazy. And it was a really fun party. And he sees me from like 20, 30 feet away. He goes, "Hey, my man." And he calls me over and then we start talking again. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was really cool. He's really nice, though. He was very nice to me. Everyone was happy. Everyone loves the movie. The movie went on to make $1 billion or whatever. So I guess they were all very happy about themselves. So
yeah, it was a $28 million budget. It made $300 million.
Rocky 4?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was huge. It came out the end of November in '85. So it was hugely successful.
Yeah. Well, we got to go to the zeitgeist of the time because in the mid 80s, we're talking somehow this all went over my head. And I think it's because my mom protected my brother and I from TV. We didn't watch TV growing up. We could watch our Christian movies. We could watch Star Wars. We could watch like a select dozen video cassettes we had. We didn't watch the news. We didn't watch the TV. Thank God my mom was too strict because I didn't get brainwashed by the fake news growing up. And so I didn't know about the Cold War and the threat of nuclear. And I just grew up without that fear. But so many people like Generation X people tell me about it, that it was terrifying and Russia could destroy us at any time. Like, I had no fucking idea about that. I didn't know about it. And that's good. Why burden children with shit like that anyway, And but in the height of this movie being made, you're in the middle of that. America versus Russia, the Cold War, the nukes could be launching right now and you wouldn't even know until you were vaporized and blah, blah, blah. And so that, I think, contributed to being success because it's trying to capture that cultural zeitgeist of the time, Russia versus America, and the moral of the story at the end when he gives that speech, if I could change and he could change, we could change. And it's like, hey, America and Russia, let's just make peace and call off this whole nuke thing. I think that's part of the theme here. So I think that helps the movie be a catharsis for the American audience, maybe even for a Russian audience that might have seen it. And then further, you got Stallone, who's one of the biggest, I think the biggest action star of all time. It's either him or Arnold. And then you got this super good looking Ivan Drago. So, how could they not make money, right? So,
okay. So, yeah, that's a great, that'd be a great debate, Stallone or Arnold, because, what a library they both have of
Arnold
work.
was definitely bigger in the late 90s. Like after Terminator 2, Arnold gets bigger than Stallone. But before that, Stallone is bigger, you know.
In the late 90s?
Not the late 90s, the mid 90s. Sorry, the mid 90s is Arnold, not the late 90s. No, in the
But
late
mid
90s,
'90s, Stallone is doing
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. He's doing what was that?
There was
Where
like
it
one
was
called
like
like
the earthquake.
Daylight.
Daylight, yeah, the tunnel and the earthquake.
It was Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Professional. Isn't that? Yeah, he has one called The Professional too.
Right. But I think the pinnacle, and I don't think it's the best. I really like it, and I think it's good. But if you take all the action movies of the 80s and just the beginning of the 90s, the action movie of all action movies, the King Kong, the Coca-Cola, the Bugs Bunny, the number one action movie is Terminator 2, I think. It's like that's the peak there. That is the biggest action movie of all time. It's Arnold. It made $1 zillion. It's insane. It's over the top. You got this liquid metal guy. That is, to me, that's the number one action movie of all time. It's not my favorite, but I just think when you think 80s and 90s action, isn't like that one of the first ones that pops in your head?
Yeah, for sure. Terminator 2, but then there's Rambo. I think
Rambo's the 80s, right? I mean, Rambo, we're talking the early 80s too, the first half of the 80s, basically.
Well, Rambo 2 came out the same year as this one. I mean, if you look
85.
at 1985,
That's
him and Arnold they both had a colossal year. Commando came out in 1985.
Let's look at 1985's top 50 movies. Back to the Future, kind of big. I'm just gonna go through the ones we like. Back to the Future, The Breakfast Club, Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome, The Goonies. Let's see. There's lots of movies. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Let's see. Rocky 4. Enemy Mine, which I love. Do you like Dennis Quaid, Louis Gossett Jr. in that sci-fi Enemy Mine? I love that movie.
Nah, I didn't like that one.
Oh, I liked it. I don't know. It was very cerebral movie. It was not an action movie. Let's see. What else? What else was huge? I don't know. I'm looking at the top 50.
Commando's not in there?
It's not top 50. It's a big action movie. These are just top 50 movies, period. Okay, it's not in there, Commando, but I see what you're saying.
That's quite a list, though.
I do think, Stallone is the biggest action star of all time, but I think his heyday was the 80s, and then Arnold's is more 90s, late 80s, early 90s. I think so.
Well, I don't know. I think I would debate that because Terminator 2 was 91,
right?
But Stallone was making big movies. Some of them we just named into the early 90s. I mean, 93 was Cliffhanger. 94.
I think Demolition Man was like 96 or something, right? Or 95. It was like way later.
Was it that? Was it? Maybe was it 93? I'm gonna say it was like 92 or 93. If it's 92, then that's a pretty good one. Not as big as Terminator 2, but that was like.
Let's see. We'll go to Demolition Man.
I don't think you can compare.
Demolition Man is 93. I was wrong. I thought it was later.
Yeah, so 93. That's the early 90s. So Stallone was dropping some bombs on the box office in the 90s, early 90s. So I don't know, man.
He had his Judge Dredd movie. That was not great.
It was not.
No.
But it did give us a young Sandra Bullock. So thank you.
Assassins, Daylight, Copland.
And maybe it was Assassins. Copland was fucked up. You ever seen that movie?
No, I haven't seen
it. Dude, Copland is
I've heard for years it was good, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
It is really good. It's a really good movie. Stallone, I don't know, man. And then he, kind of had a rebirth in the early 2000s, with Rambo 4 and Expendables. He's just, I don't know. Stallone's big time. But just to give us an idea, talking about the punches that were thrown. So in Rocky 3, Rocky outlanded Clubber Lang 32-0 in the first minute of round 1. He landed 49 jabs in round 2. Clubber Lang lands 92 unanswered punches. So Drago in Rocky 4, Drago landed 61 of 72 total punches thrown. in round one. So Rocky survives 61 punches from this dude in round one. Drago landed 91 punches before being cut over the left eye. Rocky landed 17 of 18 punches after cutting his opponent, and Rocky landed 36 of 37 punches in the 15th round.
Wow.
So there's just these crazy amount of punches that these dudes are landing.
You know one thing I hate about this, one thing I truly despise about this is one of the biggest pieces of shit in human history is right there.
Yeah,
you know
Mr.
who that
Marx.
is.
Mr.
Karl
Marx,
who says everybody should share all their money and the rich people are evil, except for the part where he was upper middle class rich and married into a wealthy family. He's just a liberal, this guy.
He's taken care of.
He was
he's
overeducated.
fine.
I think he had multiple college degrees, never fucking worked a day in his life, smelled like shit, like didn't bathe correctly, and just like sat around going, this is how it should be. It's real easy to say when you've never done anything in your life. Has anyone caused like more evil than this piece of shit, Karl Marx? Jeez, what an awful person. You can thank him for wokeism and all of it. It all comes from that.
And it's funny that people, all you hear is when it comes to body count is Hitler. Man, 6 million, 6 million, 6 million, 6 million. Yes, that's a lot of people. But when you start getting into other, like communism, right. the children, the children of Karl Marx, dude.
Look at
6 million, 6 million schmicks million.
That was Tuesday in China in the Cultural Revolution,
Yeah, that was a weekend, a slow weekend.
Right.
And I remember seeing this thing on the History Channel where it had these graphs. And so it would say the most deaths in, as far as history goes back. And so it starts with these dictators, and one of them is Hitler with 6 million. And compared to the last thing, that's a lot. Then you get into Mao and Stalin and all these other people, and boom, 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 boom. And it gets so big down the line that you don't even remember Hitler. You don't even remember that because the other ones were so much bigger, and each bar would go higher and higher. And you're like, what? Like, how come nobody talks about these guys? These guys were psychopaths. They're murdering people by the tens of millions. And people are just like, no, let's talk about this little guy.
Yeah, it's truly, the Bolshevik Revolution, the Holodomor, the Armenian genocide, the Cambodia, China, Russia. You're talking,
dude, Africa,
well over 100 million. So
easy for one of them.
Have you ever read? It's like 900 pages, and I only got through half of it. The Gulag Archipelago.
I've never read it, but I have heard of that.
By Alexander Solzhenitsyn. He just goes into detail about how it was to live under a communist regime. And you see like Kamala, Biden, what they do in Britain and all those countries. And you see, that's where they want to go. You could see it. You could totally see it. The restriction of freedom, free thought, religion. Religion was illegal in communist states because you had the state came first. And if you teach your kids religion, they won't be loyal to the state first. You go to jail 5-10 years teaching kids religion. Everybody's tattling on everyone. That piece of shit, Governor Walz, a freakazoid, he set up a tattletale line during the lockdown where if you saw people breaking the lockdown rules, call and tell on your neighbors. That's right out of the communist playbooks, dude.
And it's always people who would be fine under these conditions. Under these conditions that they want to create, they'll be fine. They have wealth. They'll have food. They'll have the freedom to do and say whatever they want. So, of course, they're going to push this shit. It's always the people who will be totally fine when this dystopian nightmare descends upon us. Fuckers.
Right. There was that Heather mentioned that guy Papadoc, the Haitian warlord with a dictator.
Oh, yeah.
Francois Duvalier was his real name.
Yeah.
People, they're demonic, these people. And it is the fight of humanity. It really is the fight of good versus evil. It really is. Because you could say Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, all these different factions, whatever. You're not dealing with Democrats right now. They call themselves Democrats. I know some normal people who are Democrats. They don't believe this stuff. The woke, just the authoritarian tyranny. It's anti-life. It's anti-human. It's anti-birth, pregnancy. It's anti-family. It's anti-God. It's anti-hard work. It's anti-money. It's like anything good, it wants to destroy it. Karl Marx, you are the world's biggest piece of shit.
Easily.
You think he's enjoying hell, though? You think he's trying to start like a communist revolution in hell or something?
I hope that, what was that movie? Adam Sandler had a movie called Little Nicky, and it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. That shit was so stupid. But at the end, the bad guy, I can't remember who it was, but he goes to hell and he runs into Hitler down there, and Hitler's punishment is having a pineapple shoved up his ass all day long.
Ooh.
So hopefully something like that is happening to Mr. Marx as he slow roasts in the bowels of Hades.
Yeah. Yeah. But on another note, let's get into this.
But anyway,
let's get
Rocky
into this
IV
with a super, super thin story. It starts off with an American glove. And
if you want America fucking distilled and put into a syringe and injected into your fucking eyeball, it's this movie right here. This is America. Right. This is America just shoving its dick in everyone's face, and it has fireworks and rockets on it just taking off. Right. And there's a band on the stars, the white and blue ball sack, just playing the national anthem in everybody's mouth. This movie is America. Right.
And a Russian communist flag and an American flag, boxing gloves, hit and then explode.
Yeah. This is crazy. But this was the level of patriotism that was acceptable in America at the time. This just was.
Right. Let me see if I can find that a clip of it. Hold on, when those two gloves hit.
Dude, this reminds me of, the Friday night lineup on NBC and commercials that you would see, in the Folgers commercial with Randy Travis singing the theme and all that shit. This is
best part of waking up.
Your Folger in your cup.
Yahoo!
That's what it was. Boom! They should have just had the Russian one explode.
That's right.
Piece of shit. That Russian piece of shit glove.
And an eagle eat its burning corpse.
Yeah. And screech into the American sky.
That's right.
Love it.
Anyway, it starts off with some flashback clips of Rocky 3 and all the different Rockies. Then we cut to Adrian's birthday. I want to do something special for your birthday, So
yeah, that his uncle is racist. Fucking
Uncle Polly.
Yeah, he did.
He's that old timey kind of just funny racism.
Yeah, he's gonna.
I'm not saying they're all bad. I just don't. I just wouldn't lend them my car keys. They're not all bad. I know one of the good ones. I was in the army with one of the good ones.
So I like Creed. He's all right. Here's these other guys. He's kind of, I don't know. Lock your door.
You telling me you trust them around your valuables?
Hey, you didn't lock your door? Why you lock your door at these fucking guys?
I'm just saying, when you see one on the sidewalk, you lock your car door. It's
not personal. Yeah, you see one next to two, there's three, they're fucking everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Uncle Paul, you're dead.
That old timey racism is so funny because it's so illogical.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like they have tails. They teach some wacky shit back then. But I do love the racism of entertainment, movies and cartoons back then. It was just, compared to what we have now. I'm not saying we need to bring it back or something, but it was crazy.
I don't like that, like Warner Brothers, though, they're too sensitive and they get rid of Speedy Gonzalez. It's like, it's not
come on, dude. His cousin, Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Right. I don't know, Speedy. I'm kind of tired.
Yeah, it's me. I'm so tired. Slowpoke had no energy.
No.
That was so funny.
I had some marijuana and now I'm going to take a siesta.
Yes. I love it, man. Good times.
Oh,
good times.
So, and then can we talk about the robot in Rocky's house?
Yeah, man. What the hell is up with that shit? Like, why would he think his Uncle Polly would be excited about a robot?
Yeah, there's this big robot that rolls around on wheels. It's got this big, like, obloid shaped head, and it's just the 80s wanted to be Star Wars and be in the future, but the technology just wasn't there yet.
It was very sitcom-y too. It was very, My Robot. Like it would be a sitcom on Thursday nights.
I looked it up years ago after I saw this movie. It's like, what was the deal with the giant? And you could see it behind Stallone there. It's like a 6 foot tall or 5 foot something tall robot, and it goes around and talks to people. It's supposed to be able to, bring them coffee or bring them a beer or whatever. It's like what we're going to have with Elon Musk's Optimus thing. But I was like, why was this robot in the movie? Because it just kind of doesn't go with the rest of the movie. It turns out the guy that made that robot was some sort of special education developer or something like that. And this robot was a real product he was marketing for like retarded children or learning disabled or whatever, like emotional problem kids. And that's what it was going to be for. And apparently Stallone's son or Stallone's nephew or some child that was important to Stallone or he cared about, like lit up when they saw this robot or had a connection or something. So it's like, I'm going to put this in the movie. I don't know if any of what I just told you is true. It is something I read from the internet, which is full of lies.
It must be true.
But I could see it. And I want to believe it. So that's what I've heard about the robot.
That sounds good. I want to believe that as well. But it looked crazy.
I forgot to tell you, he's got a gun.
He's going to shoot you. Yeah, I don't get the robot did not fit. Like again, it felt very sitcom-y with that thing, like it was a part of the family or something. I don't know. It was.
But then it's talking to Polly like it's his girlfriend, the uncle, like, "Hey, happy birthday, Polly," or whatever. Like,
he was banging that robot. He was. That's what people were doing.
I feel like
always happens to those.
So that already exists. Everybody knows about the sex robots, right? They're life-size women. They look real. Now they talk and make facial expressions and all that. And I just feel like just because we can do something, we were talking about this afternoon, you and I, Jericho. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. I just feel like this is a horrible idea. The sex robots, I do feel like it's a horrible
idea. Dude, those things. Oh man, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna have like Elon Musk robots. First, they're gonna start having all these problems because they keep getting certain kinds of fluids into the parts of the robot.
Right.
And
you're not supposed to get it wet.
And they're like, all right, we got to do something about this. So then eventually it's going to be a robot that you can bang. And then inevitably the technology is going to advance for those. Those are going to get more and more realistic. And then I think it's going to have a real effect on relationships.
I don't think it's good. Can you imagine getting turned down by a robot though?
Oh man, it's like it's not even programmed to somebody else. It's like an open robot. Anybody can.
No, it's your robot, and it turns you down.
It's like nah, and you keep reprogramming, troubleshooting. It's like
you're on the phone with customer service.
It just powers down. It's too small.
I'm very tired, Jericho. Can it be tomorrow?
I have a headache. I can't even get a machine.
I saw the way you were looking at that toaster. It's jealous of other machines or whatever.
Why did you like her comment? Oh man, fuck this robot. How do you reprogram this shit?
Right.
You get a real woman. It'd be
embarrassing though to call the customer service. Then you got some guy in India trying to fool you that he's in Tennessee. Hello, this is Tony. How can I help you with your sex butt?
My name is
and you're like, Tony, huh?
My name is Trevor. How can I help you with your sex robot? Yep, inevitably that's what's going to happen. And then once you can program that thing to only say the things that you want to hear, and then there'll be no place for a real human woman who's going to give it to you.
All right.
Straight,
Right. You know what the robot wife will never do though? You'll be driving down the freeway, and a quarter mile in front of you, a car hits its brakes. And she grabs you.
You're like, what? Wait, what? Oh, that thing I've been looking at?
Oh, the thing I'm staring at that is 700 yards up. I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah,
thank you for alarming me and then making me take my eye off the potential danger and look for this fictitious danger that doesn't exist, thereby making it actually more dangerous than it was. Thank you.
Because you fucking freak out every time. Yeah, the robot won't do that. The robot also won't put the replace the toilet paper upside down. It won't do that either. So yeah, maybe I think I'll look at one.
You know what? You get to eat all your fries now because your wife's like, nah, I don't want any. Then you order some, and then she's digging in yours.
Yeah, and if you ask the robot, hey, do you want your plant-based fucking paste that you run off of? No, I am fine. Then yeah. So when I don't prepare it for you and I got my shit going on, you won't be eyeballing my shit. So yeah, this robot's sounding better and better.
Right. All right.
By the moment. Hey, I bet you when the robot drives my truck, it'll put the seat back where it was.
She's not gonna hit the curb and scuff up the rims on your truck.
Yeah. You know what? Robot. I'm ordering them. I'm finding those websites right now. See, they got a Temu robot.
Right. I saw a guy, he had this tweet. This was like a couple years ago, but it went super viral, got millions of likes or whatever. He said, I wanted to get in touch with my feminine side. So I hit the curb and then told my wife I was mad at her, but I didn't know why.
Fucking great.
Anyways, it's domestic bliss at the Rocky household. He's very wealthy. He has a robot. We don't know why he has a robot. It doesn't make sense in the movie. This movie doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, he got it for his uncle. Like that old dude would give a shit about a robot. But yeah, nice Christmas, nice birthday gift.
Hey, I thought, you seem kind of lonely sometimes. So maybe you could be friends with this fucking robot or something.
Yeah, like stay out of my fucking hair.
What if the robot was super disagreeable? Like the robot, like, nah, you know what? That's one way of looking at it. But actually, the robot's a fucking know-it-all or something.
Hey, robot, you either start seeing it my way or you're going to the fucking scrap yard.
You're going to the recycle bin, buddy.
Yeah, you bitch. You better get it together.
Now, if you got a sexy robot, right? And this is like sci-fi. This is better technology we have. And it was a clone of your wife. It looked exactly like her, but it was a robot. Do you think your wife would have the right to be jealous? Because it's not a person. And further, it doesn't look like someone else. It looks like her. You think she gets jealous?
Yes, because it boils down to it's not her.
But it looks just like her.
But that would be her go-to argument. It's not her.
But I would argue this to the wife. I'd say, but listen, we'll make her do the dishes and do the laundry, and then you're just like a queen around
here.
Yeah.
I don't know if she would go for that either.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I mean, it might be worth a try if the technology gets there.
You tell me how that goes. You tell me how.
Yeah, give it a shot. Give me a.
Show up at my house with a suitcase.
Yeah. So it didn't work.
You and your bimbo robot girlfriend are going to show up. Hey, we need a place to stay for a few nights, man.
Hey, close the trunk. Yeah, I just need to be for a little bit before we get on my feet. It's a charging station. I just need to use an outlet so I can charge my girl.
So in full military ceremonial uniform, Ivan Drago's here, and he's here to kick ass. And at the time, in real life, the woman next to him is Sylvester Stallone's real life wife.
Yeah, Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah. Wasn't she also Red Sonja in the Conan the Barbarian film Red Sonja, right?
That's right. And she was in Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Right.
Yeah, she was, what is she, Swedish or something, Norwegian or some shit like that. So is he, Dolph Lundgren. Right. He's like Swedish or some shit too. Not a lot of speaking lines for Dolph. He didn't speak English very well. He just done that movie, Masters of the Universe. And he was still like learning English. So that's why he doesn't speak a lot in this movie. And I mean, it's cool because it kind of adds to the character. If you want to call it just that more robotic machine-like character. And this is Rocky, hey, he's rich as hell. So
he's super Italian right here. He's got the Italian sweatsuit on, with the Italian colors of the flag on it and all that.
All he's missing is a plate of fucking spaghetti and saying,
"Hey, Ma, bring some gabagool."
Hey, Ma, and just have his fingers. Hey, boopada boopada boopada. Chill out, Sly.
Hey, Tom.
How you doing? Hey, how you doing?
Sopranos is like 27 years old or whatever. That's crazy to think of.
The what? Oh yeah. Isn't that a trip?
Yeah, The Sopranos.
Like, it's we're getting old as shit.
Right. So we see some domestic bliss, and he's at home, the kid, the robot, all that, and then it's very comic booky. We cut to Moscow or wherever they are, and he's training in like a comic book sci-fi boxing facility, you know?
Yeah.
And they're showing just how hard he can punch and how his oxygen levels, how he can run endlessly. And he's just this superhuman. He's a super soldier that the Russian communist government put all their money into making him a great boxer. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's showing the juxtaposition between, you know, how he's preparing and how Creed is preparing for their exhibition match. So, you know, just some kind of just fucking around.
All right, I
Throw some
buried
light
the lead on
punches and-
that. I buried the lead. I didn't tell the audience. He's going to box Rocky's former opponent and current friend, very good friend, Apollo Creed, in an exhibition match.
Yeah,
of the
and that was a
Eastern
press
Communist
conference.
Power versus the Western capitalist pigs.
Yeah, and you know, this is height of the Cold War, so Russia's our enemy, and so they're being portrayed this way. They're just a bunch of mindless, robotic commies that don't think for themselves. They think the government thinks for them. Total opposite of peak American patriotism and freedom and all. Because it wasn't just like that in this movie. Every movie,
Right.
you know, had, you know, not every movie, but a lot of movies have patriotism in them and pro-American, and that was just a sentiment of society.
Do you think that's coming back?
I think so. I think
Right.
slowly but surely it's coming back. I don't think it ever went away. It just got quiet.
Right.
Because the psychos had the bullhorn. But yeah, definitely. It can't help but to, you know, we're kind of coming out of the darkness. Everybody's kind of coming out into the light now. Everybody's coming out of hiding. So but yeah, this it just shows, you know, so he's sitting down having, you know, fucking mimosas with Rocky and Adrian and shit, and Ivan Drago's in the laboratory, you know, and that's, you know, these oxygen, vodka, you know,
babushka.
And he's training, you know, eating. He probably not even eating. They probably just give him like this protein paste that's like half creatine and shit. So yeah, it just shows you the difference and how you already get the idea that maybe old Apollo Creed's going to get his ass kicked, because in the press conference, Drago's just sitting there quiet. Brigitte Nielsen is speaking for him, and Apollo Creed is just like, yeah, you know, teach this chump how we do it. I'm a real pro. He's talking shit, selling the fight. He even tells Rocky, hey, how'd I do? You know, selling the fight. They get up and push each other and start yelling and screaming. So yeah, to him, he's just fucking around. But to Ivan Drago, you know, he has like the weight of Russia on his shoulders, and I must crush American best. You know, so.
Right. Yeah, my goodness. Yeah, and just looking at these guys, I mean, Dolph Lundgren's just chiseled, you know, from marble, and Apollo's no slouch either. He is jacked as hell, man.
Yeah, both these guys are, you know, just carved out of granite. They got muscles everywhere.
Well,
great shape.
when you watch boxing, they are very trim, very, you know, the light guys, not the heavyweight guys. But boxers don't look this muscular typically. You know, they don't have the hypertrophy like this with the giant muscles. They're very powerful. Obviously, they can punch a fucking horse and knock it out. But they don't look like this. These guys are like looking like superheroes for this, which is a good thing because it's a movie, right? You don't want them to, because if you look at a regular boxer, he's trim, but they're kind of slim. They're not too big of guys, you know. And maybe being this bulky would be bad in boxing. I don't know enough about that. But maybe being bulky like an NFL player would make you slower as a boxer. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, more blood, more oxygen. Got to go to those muscles.
Right. If you were real heavy, you'd get tired faster, you know. So
got to keep your hands up the whole time. So
right.
Yeah. You definitely get tuckered out. You'd be a son of a bitch for the first round or two. You'd be a handful. But once, you know, like
once you're in the deep water, you're in 8, 9, 10. You're getting sleepy.
Once that's like Roy Jones Jr. when Michael B. Jordan said that he could probably take Roy Jones Jr. in a fight. Roy Jones said, he's like, I wouldn't knock him out right away. He's like, I want to teach him something. He's like, I bring him out into the deep water. You know, I want to get 5-6 rounds out of him, you know, really show him what this is about. So you could tell that this was clearly probably not going to turn out well for old Apollo Creed.
Good old Apollo Creed. So yeah, they have a press conference, and the personality between the American and the Russian is very different. The Russians are very grim and serious, and you know, and then Apollo he's the big Apollo, the big personality, the laughs, the jokes. He's making the reporters and everybody laugh, and you can tell it's the way it's written, it's like, oh, you're disrespecting the art of boxing or whatever. Is how it feels coming from Drago's side. Like, I'm really gonna make you pay. How dare you laugh? There's no joy in Russia. But yeah, they get into a squabble. You know, they're yelling. They start with some of the
Rocky
info.
falls asleep.
Right. I was up late talking to the robot. You'd be surprised what the robot knows about a lot of
Hey, I'm resting my eyes. You.
So yeah. So again, the story in this movie is so short. It's so straightforward that,
dude, it's bing bang boom.
Yeah, he challenges Apollo to a fight. They fight. He dies. Rocky gets upset about it. Rocky goes to Russia. Rocky trains. Rocky defeats him.
And then we're out of here.
There's no story. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
So bad.
So anyway, they're gonna. The spectacle is great. You know, you're in Las Vegas at the I forget what casino they're at, but they're at a casino. You know, one of those big boxing arenas they're gonna have in Vegas. He's getting ready, and you get the feeling Apollo hasn't been taking this seriously because it's an exhibition. And for those of you that don't know, an exhibition is a fight, but it's not a fight. It's not to the death. You're not trying to knock anyone out. You are punching each other. It's going to hurt. It's going to be tough, but it isn't the same intensity of fighting for the heavyweight belt of the world or anything like that. So it's supposed to be an exhibition fight. And, you know, so, and it does seem like Drago's taking a little more seriously than Apollo.
You know,
so you get this again, everything is ominous and grim and hardcore from the communists with Drago coming out. And, you know, there's his wife, Apollo, in the purple sitting there. And then there's obviously the wife of Ivan Drago standing over her. And then you get this insane intro. Drago comes out very normal, very understated. And then what did you think of the James Brown and the Vegas, the showgirls and all that? And the crazy Mr. America outfit that Apollo was in. What did you think of this?
I mean, this is the 80s right here. Excess, opulence, over the top, eccentric. Like, this was it. The clothing of the time, the fashion. I mean, look at that. And the patriotism again in overdrive. The shorts and the robe and the hat, all that shit, man. That shit I thought it was amazing. James Brown, the hardest working man in show business. No, that's not. Yeah, no, that's not Maxine Waters. I thought it was, but it's James Brown. And I mean,
we need to stop Elon Musk. He is breaking the law. Dude, can we take a timeout on this real quick? The Elon Musk thing, where he's finding all the fraud, and then the Democrats are getting all crazy, like stop looking. It is identical to you take your girlfriend's phone, you find out she's got another man, and then she tries to yell at you for how dare you snoop in my phone, that you broke my trust by spying on me.
Yeah, not what you found.
Forget the explicit photos I found.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be snooping in my phone. How dare you? That's what they're doing right now.
My privacy. Violating my privacy trumps anything that you found while violating said privacy.
And that's what they did with Hillary's emails. Remember all her awful emails? They're like, oh, they broke into her emails. It's like, yeah, who cares? What did the email say? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Hunter Biden's laptop. Oh, come on. Like, yeah, what did it say in it?
Yeah. No. We can't fuck with that. We can't talk about the contents, because then that would mean they'd have to fucking go to jail.
You know how hard it was for me when you got mad at me for cheating on you? Do you know what that felt like when you yelled at me about that?
Like, wait a minute, how the fuck did I end up on this side of it?
Right.
Yeah, it's like she's talking, and while she's slowly talking, you have the gun pointed at her, and she takes it out of your hand and points it at you. And next thing you, hey, how the fuck, how'd you do that? Now you're in trouble. Yeah, and look at Apollo Creed. I mean, come on, an Adonis.
Those muscles look like they're gonna explode in his six pack.
Dude's yoked.
Yeah.
And same 3 years from now, and he does Action Jackson. I think he's probably even bigger for Action Jackson.
This is the thing about being a man. You got to have some sort of rap, some sort of gimmick if you want to get the ladies. Like that guy, Doug Sneed, the Playboy watercolor guy.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look like this. He didn't look awesome like this with his shirt off. I doubt it. But he can watercolor for a prestigious, huge magazine. But you got to have something going on. You can't have nothing going on. You got to have something. What do you think will get more chicks? Looking like this or telling women you're going to watercolor them?
That depends. It depends on your environment. You know, are you at the Waffle House, or are you at Ruth Chris?
Right.
You know, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
But either one would be very effective.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, he looks fantastic. They look, and it's, you know, It's awesome. There's stuff coming down from the ceiling. There's singers. There's dancers. There's a giant like golden lion like opening its mouth over and over. It's over the top, and it's that I'm living in America. It's really great, and I love it. That's why I asked you what you thought of it, because I think it's a great sequence. It's like,
it's cheesy. It was a song. It was a song topped the charts. Yeah, right. It was. Everything was over the top. It was great. I loved it. It was a spectacle.
And look in the background here. Look, you can't see his eyes, but you can see the expression on his face. Look at him.
Yeah,
he's just staring at Apollo, ready to kill him.
Yeah, but that's how we do it in America, bitch.
That's right.
You go back to cold ass Russia and fight a bear.
Right. I was talking to a friend of mine, Adam Yesner. He used to work at the Babylon Bee, and he's just he used to write jokes for Greg Gutfeld. He's a funny guy. And do you remember Yakov Smirnoff, the Russian comedian from the 80s?
Yeah, the beard.
Right. And he's still a comedian. He has a theater in Branson, Missouri. And Adam was talking to Yakov about being in communist Russia and being a comedian. And he said, you had to write your entire script out. They would approve or not approve jokes. You couldn't say anything that was going to upset the regime. And you couldn't deviate from your script by a word. You had to stick to it.
Damn.
And there was nothing subversive, nothing, like basically nothing funny. And I'm like, how could you be a comedian in an environment like that? Were you just like talking about like broiled cabbage or like whatever they eat over there in Russia? Like, what are you making jokes about? You're like the Russian Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal with borscht? My mom makes the worst borscht. She says, you want second bowl? I say, first bowl is too much.
You're so funny. Next joke, please.
What is next joke?
Next joke
what
is...
What did capitalist pig say to great leader Lenin?
What?
Nothing. Lenin killed him. Communists are better than capitalists.
That's so funny. I just flew in from killing capitalist pigs. My arms are so tired.
I couldn't imagine having to write jokes like that. And that's what, look at.
You don't have to. They're written for you.
That's how the woke people want it to be. You can't say this. You can't say that. And I remember I was talking to someone at Comic-Con. I won't say who. He's a fellow comic book creator. And I said, oh, man, that's retarded. He's like, you can't say the N-word. I just turned him and said, I'll say any fucking word I want. Don't you ever police my speech. What do you think this is, dude?
And now you're going to make me say the N-word.
Right. Jeez. Don't say the R word. Don't say the N word. Don't say this. Like, get out of here. Like, don't tell me.
I'll say whatever I want.
Yeah. He said, don't say the R word. I'm sorry. I'm so used to everyone saying N word all the time. He said, don't say the R word. I'm like,
what? No, you're being a retard right now.
I don't go for that. But that ultimately in life, every system we know about, it's like direction, not location, right? So it doesn't matter where we are, it matters where we're headed. So if you look at where we were 5 minutes ago and look at where we are now, you could tell what our destination is. So when you get into the woke and the DEI and all the censoring and the silencing and the kicking people off of social media and debanking and all that, it leads to Mother Russia. That's what it leads to. That's what these people want. Why? We'll keep going with the movie. Jericho, why are there busybodies that want to tell everyone what to do and think and believe and eat? And why are there people like this that don't have enough going on in their own life? They just want to control everyone else. What is this?
Something's missing. Something some attention they didn't get or something like that, where they have to constantly be doing shit, stirring up shit, changing shit, bothering shit. It's something that, again, probably goes back to, them going to reach out and hug their dad and he just face palmed them or slammed the door in their face as they ran after him. Something like that, to where, they have to be doing something. They have to attention is their currency, and no matter how it comes, they got to make people like, oh my God, like, you are so awesome. They
need a robot wife.
Yep, just give them a robot wife.
You can tell her what to do.
But program her to be like a dominatrix. Your penis is small. You are a piece of shit. And step on his nuts and slap him. Give him one of those. Man him up. No, give him a dad robot. That's what he needs. He's a dad robot.
Right. Come here. Let daddy hug you.
Yeah, there. There.
It's not if you win or lose. It's how you play the game, son. I'm still proud of you. You realize how much would be changed in the world with these leftists if they had just heard once that their dad was proud of them or loved them.
Yeah. Get AI, find their dad's voice, program it to tell him shit, son, your handshake is your word. Remember that. If you say you are going to do something, you have to do it. Keep your word. I will, Dad. Come here. It's okay. There.
I will always love you.
No matter what, just give it your best shot. Try your best in everything that you do.
Just this would bring these blue-haired, purple-haired people to
Dude, turn
just
it around.
The robot looks them in the eyes and just goes, I believe in you.
You turn it around. Yeah. Do it right the first time. They're just telling you all that shit. They're just like, right, Dad. You're right. Well, did you give it your best shot? That's all that matters. Your mother and I love you.
Now, let's go get some ice cream.
Yeah, put some of their dad's clothes on it. It smells like it when you bury your face in his chest and sob. It smells like him.
Your mother is asleep. Do you want to stay up and watch a movie with me and eat ice cream? I won't tell her you stayed up. It's like, this is Dad. It's the dad robot.
Bring me a cold one. Yes, you can take a sip. Don't tell your mother. Right?
Robo-Dad is so much more important than the sex robot. We need
dude, you do way more good with that. Have it fucking go outside on the porch and talk to your uncle. Right. Yeah, so I told my boss to fuck off. You don't be such a bitch. Ha ha. We used to call your dad numbnuts in high school. Yeah, dude. Fucking 24 a weekend. Give me 48 hours.
Right. You got a robo dad and robo uncle. They just take these poor lost souls with their purple hair and their pronouns and we'll fix them.
Yeah, man. We'll fix you. Give me 48 hours. 72 in extreme cases.
It's not your father's fault. It's not your fault your father neglected you. There's nothing wrong with you that caused him to do that. It's a failing of his own. He was selfish.
Not yours.
You are lovable. There's something wrong with him, not you.
Yep. Have him grab you with one hand. Talk to your mother like that again, and I will kick your fucking ass. We're gonna fucking make change.
If I ever hear you
real change
your mother like that again, I'll put you through this wall.
I will knock your teeth out. Do you want to eat your food through a straw?
You're going to look very funny eating corn on the cob with false teeth.
Yeah. Come here, you little son of a bitch.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why I married that bitch anyway. None of you appreciate me around here. I should just get my shit and leave.
I come home to you and these fucking kids.
I come home to leftovers and screaming brats. Would it kill you to do your hair before I got here?
Oh, let me guess. You have a headache.
Again.
Again. I should have known when I met your mother 25 years ago.
It's always your sister telling you this stupid shit, and then you do what she says. I hope you're both happy.
Hey, why don't you get to the point of this fucking story?
That's not what I meant, and I didn't even say that. I don't know why you make things up and then get mad at them.
Oh man, yes.
Are we supposed to go somewhere this weekend? I feel like you told me we were going to a birthday party or something. I do not remember.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Robo Dad.
Robo Dad, Robo Husband, Robo, whatever the fuck you need.
Uh,
Here at Double Impact Robotics.
why
We'll
is Stephen
customize the
Hawking
robots,
fighting his wife?
whatever you need. Huh?
You know, Stephen Hawking, according to what I read on that, like he was like a philanderer. He cheated on his wife like multiple times, is what I read from the chair.
I
Like
heard that,
all crumpled up and drooling and can't even, sounds like a speaking spell. And he's like, listen, for any of you guys out there struggling to date, if Stephen Hawking can get women and you're able-bodied and you can speak, what is your excuse, dude? Come on now.
but he probably had a fucking tard hammer on him though. Like once you move him out of the way and get to it, it was probably a fucking hammer.
It only gets bigger.
Right there, right there, right there.
He's like hitting the keys on his little keyboard thing.
Hand me a washcloth.
We went from the good Robo Dad to the disillusioned Robo Dad to Stephen Hawking the pervert. So there you go.
So you're welcome.
I don't know why we had all these brats anyway.
No, I don't want to be on the pill.
Goodness.
Shit gets real around here, dude.
Anyway, they have their over-the-top USA exhibition.
Yes. Which takes a left turn pretty quick.
Yeah. You know what? One of my life goals, this is a very low goal. I have much, much higher aspirations. I do want to wear an all-white suit. White shoes, patent leather, all shiny. The white slacks, the white jacket, white tie, and white vest. I want the white from head to toe. I want to do it.
It's doable in the right setting. I feel like it has to be tropical, somewhere nice weather.
Oh, like you're going to Hawaii, you're going to Miami, you're going to
something like that.
Mexico, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere where they have steel drums.
Somewhere you can drink out of coconuts.
Yeah, and all kinds of shit on the beach. Everything's on the beach.
Right.
And if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna wear that much white, then you have to roll up your sleeves like Crockett style. Like you can't just have them down. You gotta like scrunch them up to the forearm. Then you're fucking ready to go.
I remember I told my son, he went to prom a few times in high school, and I told him the Sean Connery white tux with the black trim on the lapels. I said, you look like a badass if you do it.
Forget about it.
He told me no, like 2 years ago. Finally, his senior year, he does it. Everyone was blown away with how great he looked. I'm saying, I fucking told you, dude.
Told you. It's going to be your third year.
Told you.
It's going to be your third year blowing him out of the water, kid. But at least he listened to you once, so now you realize, all right, this old guy, he knows something.
Right. So, that was, what was that? It was like spring of 17 or something like that. I think so. Yeah. He graduated high school in 17, I think, my son.
Hooked him up with the knowledge.
Here, I think I have a photo of him. I want to show you because I thought he looked fantastic. Oh, here he is. Yeah, this is obviously a 7-8-year-old photo because this is 17, but here he is with the white suit and the red carnation. Yeah. I think that's a great look.
Yeah, it looks great. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great living by it's great living in front of the ocean, by the way. You take your prom pictures like right there, So, but yeah, I told him it was a good look and it worked out good for him.
Yeah, man. Smooth.
Yeah. And that is why listen to your father.
Remember this, kid. Dad always has your best interest at heart.
Daddy and mommy still love you. We are just going to live in different houses now, but I'll always be in your life.
Uh-oh.
I saw someone say something controversial online, but I like it. As a child of divorce myself, you know what? The kids don't go between houses. They don't go to dad's and they go to mom's. I don't think so. That's putting yourself before the kids. The parents have to go to where the kids are. That's what I think. Mm-hmm.
You have one house and the kids stay there. You want to
put someone out, put yourself out. Don't put your kid out. I think that's better.
Yeah, have or the house, whatever that you had together.
Yeah.
And then you guys leave.
Yeah, you leave. or stay, whatever, if you can stand each other.
No, I would say go back and forth just like you would have the kids do it.
Yeah.
You know, have dad come over on the weekend or mom 3 days a week, whatever it would be. That other parent has to go find somewhere else.
Yeah.
Have somewhere else to live.
Yeah. And let the kids have stability.
Yeah. Have mom and dad. Why don't you guys go half on an apartment? And you won't be there when the other one's there. But you keep the kids in the same house.
Right.
Don't uproot them.
Right. Yeah. Why would you ever, like, as a parent, just the number one rule for me as a parent is like, you don't put yourself ahead of your kids. It's horrible. It's piggish. It's the opposite of parenting. You know, I don't know. I thought it was a very interesting idea. So,
yeah, people might look at it differently if they had to do all that.
They wouldn't do it. They just,
like, I gotta be inconvenient. I gotta drive back and forth.
I gotta be put out. Why can't I put out my children so I don't have to be inconvenienced?
Yeah, you have these kids coming to this fucking shoebox that you have to live in now.
I already tore their family apart and gave them permanent emotional damage with my selfishness. Why shouldn't they have to keep fucking shuffling back and forth and feeling like they don't have a real home to call their own?
Yeah, these two different environments.
Yeah,
it's two different backgrounds. Ugh, poor kids.
Then you go home to mom's and the boyfriend's leaving in the morning. You know, and you're in middle school. This motherfucker's eating your Captain Crunch.
Strange dude that you don't even know.
He doesn't even know your name. He's like, hey, little sport.
Hey, guy. Hey, little guy.
Hey, little guy. I'm going to get going.
Hey, you. You seen a shoe about size 12 and a half?
Jeez.
It's
easiest to just stay married. That's what I find.
What were those sounds that my mom was making? Ooh, we were just we're talking.
Isn't that horrible? That's horrific, dude.
Oh.
I was talking to a relative of mine when he was a high schooler, and his mom was divorced, and he was coming over to hang out with me. Because I kind of took him under my wing a little bit because he was in high school and his parents got divorced, and I know boys can go sideways when that happens. I said, you know, on the weekends, come to my house. We'll watch UFC. We'll go box in my gym. We'll talk about girls and weightlifting and money. And I really tried to mentor him and another nephew of mine for like a year. And it worked. You know, they're on straight paths, both of them. And but I remember he got dropped off here. And then he said to me, I said, oh, okay, your mom dropped you off. What's she up to? And he put his head down. He's like, she's going on a date. And I'm just like, I called her. I didn't gonna get in her business. I said, hey, you know, whatever, you're going to date. Like, don't tell him, you know, like it makes it, you know, it doesn't feel good. Just believe me. It doesn't feel good. So I do think that that's is enmeshed relationships that some parents have with their children. They have to have better boundaries. And I don't mean to make this all Dr. Drew and all kinds of psychology here, but as a product of divorce myself, those boundaries are important. Child world, adult world. We got to have a Berlin Wall in between those two things. We really do. We really do.
Yeah. Something that's impenetrable to keep those two from crossing, like we learned from the Ghostbusters. Right. Never cross the streams.
Right. Yeah. Kids don't need the adult world. Let them be kids for as long as possible.
Yeah, because the adult world is coming.
Adult world's, it'll be tough enough when they get there.
It'll be here. Don't worry, it'll be here. It's going to be long.
So we have the over to the top intro. Then we have I Must Break You. We have he plays a good heavy here. It's good they gave him just a little bit of dialogue. It makes him seem mysterious and dangerous, you know. What'd you think of the fight?
It was ridiculous. Like at first, obviously, I mean, Apollo's like just dancing around, peppering him here and there. You're just fucking around because it's an exhibition.
Right, he's just kind of laughing like, ooh, hey, oh. Yeah. And Ivan Drago's trying to take his head off with every swing.
Yeah, he just starts bombing on Apollo Creed. I mean, look at that dude's leg. Look at his leg. Jeez. I mean, that thing is just a tree trunk. So and look how huge he is. So he just starts teeing off. So it's like Apollo starts to like go around the ring to get away from him. He just grabs him, throws him back in the corner, and just starts teeing off on this deal. Bam,
There's a good one.
Dude, yeah, just beats the brakes off of Apollo Creed. Look at the hands at his side, not even slowing down the punch.
And before the fight, Apollo told Rocky, who's in his corner as the trainer, do not throw in the towel, you know, to give up. And Rocky, he wants to throw in the towel because this is going horribly, and he won't do it. And who's the sidekick, the cut man?
Oh, I can't remember his name.
Vic or Ron or Dave or Vern. It's a one-syllable name. He's like, throw in the towel, damn it. And like Rocky won't throw it in. And Apollo goes to heaven is what I would tell a small child. Apollo's
Yeah,
gonna go to heaven now.
I mean, hindsight's 2020. I mean, if you're talking the death of your friend, I would have definitely thrown in the towel, but he didn't. And yeah, Apollo's dead, man. But you're coming here thinking it's a little fuck around, little fight, and then he doesn't go home.
No. But he didn't go to hell with Karl Marx, so that's good.
Yeah, I think he went north, not south. Good dude.
Yeah. Mike has a way to completely ruin this movie from ever finishing. He says the referee would have stepped in. That is true, but then they would have rolled the credits and the movie kind of would have been over. So
He's fucking in real life, yeah, dude. If some boxer just unblocked, it's like wham to the face. Yeah, they're definitely stopping that fight. But hey, Hollywood.
Right.
If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. And he says that here. If he dies, he dies. So he's a bit of a psychopath.
Dick. Yeah, so now that really ingrains him in our minds as this fucking monster. And the only way to get him back is to Rocky.
Captain Bruno says he killed the referee before the fight too. No one will stop me from
if
killing
he
the
dies,
fight.
he dies.
If she dies, she dies.
She dies.
If they die, they die.
If we die, we die.
He's just conjugating it in every way possible.
He doesn't give a shit.
He's got his Duolingo on his phone. That's why he's saying it in all these ways.
That's all he knows in English. That's why he keeps saying it. But yeah, man, he's basically, like they've been portraying him. He's a machine. No feelings, no emotions. Who's next?
All right. I think I know why this movie's story is so thin. Because when you have the hero and you have the quest, right? The hero's journey, there have to be stakes. And the stakes are the hero needs to do this really hard thing. Defeating Ivan Drago is a very hard thing. It's like blowing up the Death Star. This guy's a killing machine. But here's the problem. If you don't defeat Ivan Drago, nothing happens. The world doesn't end. The communists don't overtake America. Like if you don't beat him, nothing. So there's no stakes in the movie. There's the small personal stakes for Stallone that he didn't avenge his friend. But that's not for us as the audience. Like, okay, he lost a fight. He's lost one before. So I think that's a major problem with this movie, that there needed to be a threat that if he didn't defeat Ivan Drago, something even worse would happen, So
yeah, tie it into some type of catastrophic event, or if he loses if he wins, I launch missile into America.
Right.
Some shit like that. Yeah. Something, but that would have been a pretty thing.
Right.
Like, how would they?
Well, hold on. They already have the robot, and the robot's crazy. They had the comic book laboratory where they're making Ivan Drago. So as a comic book writer myself, it isn't too far of a stretch to say, if you don't defeat Ivan Drago, then I'm going to launch a tactical nuke for an intercontinental ballistic missile from Moscow right to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. You could come up with a reason. You could write that.
But how do you tie a boxer into like a world event? Like how they did to fucking Fast and Furious. Now these guys are intercepting, dirty bombs and briefcases and shit. Weren't they just drag racing in fucking the Los Angeles basin, that river or some shit? Like what happened?
The movie's already unrealistic enough that you could find a way that if you don't stop Ivan Drago, then somehow Russia attacks America. I don't know how. I'd have to sit down and think about it. But
there has to be a hostage involved. Like his crew has to take somebody hostage. Because something, I don't know.
Ivan Drago somehow politically is telling the people to do the sneak attack on America with the bombs. Mm-hmm. And they're so afraid of him and all the power he has, the underling soldiers, that they're going to do it, even though many of them don't want to, because they know it's probably mutually assured destruction. But if you take out Ivan Drago, then they don't have to listen to him anymore, because they don't have to be afraid of him anymore. You could go somewhere with that. Mm-hmm. Something like that. He's forcing this missile attack, but if you defeat him, then all his people lose faith in him, and he's now a failure. And you know what? He's not so big and bad. I don't have to do what he says. Like, you could do that somehow. You could figure that out.
But here's the question. Does Stallone know that? Because if he does know that.
He finds that out. He intercepts a transmission with the uncle's robot.
But then you're connecting him to
I was not just a pleasure droid. I was a surveillance droid for the CIA.
I wasn't a robot that cleans your underwear. You
Here we
You
go.
suck sometimes.
Ivan Drago has the bomb location, and Rocky has to beat the location out of him like Jack Bauer. Hardy Harmonica has interesting. If Drago was trying to defect like the Hunt for Red October, that would be something.
But are those stakes big enough?
The stakes have to be World War III with nuclear bombs because that was the time in 1985.
How do you do that with the Rocky?
There's something about Drago that was going to make it happen if you don't defeat him. That's all. If Drago's not defeated, then the war is launched.
It would have to be like Adrian is visiting Russia on vacation and somebody grabs her. And if he doesn't beat Drago, they're going to kill her. I don't know, something. But
we're talking a Russian terrorist hates Drago and he wants Rocky to humiliate him. And if he doesn't defeat Drago, the Russian wants him to defeat him. If he doesn't defeat Drago, then he's going to cause an international incident with like a dirty bomb or something like that, a suitcase bomb in Manhattan or something crazy like that. You know, like beat this guy because when we were young, Drago also killed my friend who was also a black boxer that wore American gear. He was a Russian black guy that wore American gear, and Drago beat him in an exhibition match. And I want revenge, or else Manhattan is kaput. You see, it's a stupid idea, but it makes sense. It has its
or else Manhattan goes kaput.
You like New York pizza dollar slices? Well, those are going to be gone.
Those are going to be vaporized.
You like a dirty water hot dog? Well, you can kiss them goodbye.
Dude, that's so. There's no non. I think that sounds right. No non-thin way to connect Rocky to catastrophic world events.
This is the ultimate stakes. I love it. Captain Haruno saves the day. Beat Drago or America is gay.
No. If he's gay, he's gay. Hell no. Rocky beat him.
You better kill him, Rocky.
You better get this fucking guy, Rock.
You ain't gonna see me wearing no dress, Rock. You better kill this stupid commie.
I'm not wearing panties, Rock.
You might like frilly things. I don't.
I don't. I don't know, but these are the stakes we got.
Okay? Those are the
this
stakes.
Is what we got.
Beat Drago or America is gay.
Are you guys a bunch of quees? Yeah, well, that's pretty bad.
Let's see. Adrian is held hostage, and Rocky has to win in an hour or she dies. Rocky, as Ivan is about to beat Rocky to death, Rocky says, "Save Adrian," which happens to be the same name as Drago's mother. Why did you say Adrian? I Must Break You gets a whole new meaning if America turns gay.
I must break your butthole. Go for it.
Drago loses and Brigitte Nielsen puts him in the locker room. You always were a loser.
You piece of shit.
I can't believe this. I could have married a dentist.
I could have married a fucking dentist.
I like it.
Yeah, man.
I like it.
But instead of all that,
America turns gay if Rocky loses. I love it.
Instead of all of that, we just get, hey, I want to go fight him. And Adrian goes, down. I'm going. And he goes. And that's it. Now he's going to Russia.
That's a good headline. Rocky versus Drago for guilt or glory. I like it.
The best part of the movie.
So they have a press conference. It's very tense. She's talking shit. There's nothing worse than a guy you're arguing with, and then his broad is all mouthy. It's not like she's going to do anything. And maybe she's writing checks her man doesn't want to cash, you know?
Hey, calm down. You're getting my asshole in trouble here. Come on.
You're not the one that's going to have to fight Italian Stallion.
Yes, I have to go in there with asshole and kill me because you keep running your mouth. Shut up.
Mike has bad knees, and I hope his knees get better. Brigitte was hot back then. Now, here's the problem I have with Brigitte Nielsen. She is stunningly beautiful. She's got just this face that's just, like a Greek sculpture. Why the short hair? Why the short hair? What are you
80s,
doing?
man.
What are you
The
doing?
80s,
No.
man.
You understand. She's got supermodel looks. She was a supermodel. She's a beautiful woman. Imagine her with long hair, just over the top, with a gorgeous haircut. Oh, ladies, don't cut your hair short. Please don't do it.
Yeah, don't listen to your girlfriends who tell
No,
you. You want to know
that's
what your hair?
sabotage. That's
You want to know
sabotage.
how your hair looks? Ask a man.
Right.
Don't ask your girlfriend. She'll be, oh, you're great, and you look
Oh.
like shit. How come nobody talks to me? Because you're like a dude, you're like a little boy, you're like Michael J. Fox. So don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't listen to your girlfriends.
There's no scenario where a boy cut, a pixie cut is better than you having long hair. There's zero scenario where it's better.
Your girlfriends they hate you.
She looks fine here, but it isn't better. You have to understand.
No.
And since I know that long hair exists and I can picture it in my mind, that's all I think when I see her. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, but
it's fine.
Could be a whole lot cooler, man.
Right.
You know, like what are you doing?
It's fine. That's how I feel about it. It's fine. You know.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
When you're trying not to say something, your pitch gets a little higher. You know.
It's fine. Uh-oh. You know what that means. It's not fine.
I did not mean it. You are beautiful to me, no matter how long your hair is.
What did you want me to say?
You asked me what I thought of your new haircut. I was just being honest. I did not know you wanted me to lie to you.
Yeah, I wasn't saying it's just fine. I just said it's fine. Oh, man. Been there, guys.
Remdog says that cut is supposed to be communist. It is communist. It's a bunch of pinko bullshit having your hair short like that. Don't do it, ladies.
Yeah, it's robotic. It's trimmed and efficient and
it's not. Yeah.
Aerodynamic or whatever the fuck you want to say.
It's one of the few approved haircuts in the communist country. I saw a documentary about North Korea, and I don't know how much of it was real and how much of it was anti-North Korean propaganda. But I hear it's not a great place to live. And a thing I thought was
not the best.
A thing I thought was fascinating about the lack of freedom there, if this is true and not just internet hooey, that the barbershop had 4 approved haircuts you could pick from on the wall on a poster for the men. I saw the poster. Again, it's the internet, so I'm always like, is this true? I don't know. It sure looked true. Can you imagine living in a place where you couldn't just do your own hair? It's weird.
I mean, it's possible. You're talking people who have been or who are living under communist rule. So, yeah, it's possible. People there, tell them they only have 4 haircuts. And then, you guys only have 4 haircuts. That's it.
Okay. Next year, I promise, we're getting 5th haircut.
Yeah, they cheer.
It's weird.
Haircut. So, yeah, they're happy to get the little scraps they can.
So anyway, there's a lot of bickering back and forth. We're really stretching this movie out because this movie is like a very short story. He goes home. His wife has seen the news conference. I guess he didn't tell her that he was going to go all the way to Russia and fight this monster, this robotic killing machine. And then she tells him he can't win. She's telling him not to do it, and she doesn't believe it, and he can't win. Can you imagine your wife telling you that?
Even if it's not true, you better tell me I can win.
And
you don't ever leave my corner.
Here's how you know Stallone has really been married in real life at this point. Because when he fights with his wife and she says the ultimate insult and pisses him off the most, what does he do? What we've all done. He goes driving.
Yeah, this is the 28-hour road trip to Russia that he was on. I was like, dude, what the hell is this? How far is this fool going? Because he's in the car it's a whole song. Right. It's a whole driving flashback montage song that I believe was on the charts in this scene. So you're just like, dude, what the hell? Honestly, I was like, he's not driving to Russia, is he? Because it was that long. I thought he's driving to the airport.
I'm going to drive up to Alaska in the Bering Strait. When I get to the Bering Strait, I'll swim the last 120 miles.
He is Rocky. That's not too far-fetched.
How far is Alaska from Russia at that closest point? It's like 100 and something miles, right? It's not far.
He can swim that in an afternoon. I think.
I'm going to go to Google Maps and take a quick look-see. Oh, also, is it called the Gulf of America yet?
It is. February 9th. It's official. So
let's go over here.
start getting lit.
Look at this shit. This is great. Look at, you see what it says right there?
Fucking Gulf of America.
Gulf of America, motherfucker.
It's off the coast of Louisiana. Why wouldn't it be called that?
Damn right.
Louisiana's still in
I
America,
love,
isn't it?
I love that Trump is putting the world on notice. Like, we're the big dog, right? We're the biggest, most powerful, and by orders of magnitude. We're not just one standard deviation stronger than the next tough guy. We're like 100 times stronger than the second place guy, right? We can do anything to any country we want. We can do anything. We can take them all on at once, one at a time, whatever. And for too long, they've been disrespectful, stealing all our money with all this stupid USAID, all this garbage, like we're paying the world's bills. And then they just hate us and insult us. And, oh, stupid, angry, loud, fat Americans. You know what? The wallet's closed. And we're going to just start naming stuff whatever the fuck we want to call it. You're going to call France, you know what? It's Cheeseland now. How's that sound?
Yeah, it's called Hairy Armpits.
Yeah.
No.
It's called Cheese and BO Land. What do you think of that, Frenchie?
What are you going to do?
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
Because that's the ultimate power move in life, is just to tell someone, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. You do absolutely nothing.
That's
I'll line my military up over here. You line yours up over there,
right? And
we'll see what happens.
Right.
Just imagine because it wasn't too long ago. If you're looking at the timeline of Earth, it wasn't too long ago that's how shit was done. I'm gonna bring my military where you are and my Navy, and we're gonna kick your ass. And when we do, we're gonna come on the shore and take all your shit, and we're gonna kill all your men, or take them as soldiers or slaves. And then you know what we're going to do to the ladies and all of your resources and your goats. We're going to cut their throats and take them with us. We're going to do whatever we want to you. And then we're going to have you watch, and then we're going to cut your heads off and then play soccer with them. We're going to do whatever we want because we just kicked your ass. So just imagine if America decided that's what we're going to do. We're going to start going around the world, and we're going to start crushing little countries and start taking your shit and your resources. And then whoever wants to stop us, go ahead and try it. And we'll bring our far superior military and take over 98% of the world in 30 days. What are you going to do? What the fuck are you going to do? I'll put an aircraft carrier off the coast of your country, and you'll all be dead in 5 hours, and I won't put a boot on your shore. What are you going to do? Yeah, that's what I thought. Lower that.
What you going to do, brother?
I'm Hulk Hogan on a loudspeaker. Look here, dude. So what you're going to do is you're going to lower that stupid flag with those dumb colors on it, and you're going to raise the stars and stripes, and you're going to learn English. Right. If not, we're going to take your dictator and shoot him out of a cannon up against a wall. The fuck you going to do? Nothing. But luckily, we're civil. We're in 2025. And we don't do things that way anymore. But if we did, just know the whole world would be fat, loud, stupid America with Walmarts and Starbucks everywhere at the snap of our fingers. Right. Turds.
Look at this. He instructed Secretary Lee Zeldin, I think this was yesterday, to reverse the stupid Biden administration stuff that limits sinks and showers and toilets, washing machines, dishwashers. I live in California. It is illegal to buy in the store. They don't even sell them. And Amazon won't ship them to you, the high-pressure shower head. So I'm not saying I did it, but what some people do when they buy the shower head is they drill out the center, that little restrictor, and then they put it in their wall, and then they get a normal shower where it doesn't feel like someone's drooling on you, and the water actually has pressure and it cleans you. So that law, and we're going to get regular incandescent bulbs back. That's good. Because LED lights are actually bad for your health. Did you know that? Because they don't glow, they flash at a rate of, I think, many of them like 60 hertz, right? So that's 60 flashes a second. Now, you can't see it consciously, but your body picks up on that. Your brain can tell that it's just flashing over and over LEDs. So it's better to have those incandescent glowing bulbs.
So who the fuck are they to take them away?
Biden made an executive order, no regular light bulbs with a filament. He did that years ago, like 3 years ago. Try and find one at the store. Got rid of them. One of the greatest American inventions of all time, Thomas Edison, the incandescent bulb. You know how he figured out that tungsten filament? He had tried like thousands and thousands of variations on the bulb, and he couldn't get it to work. And then he realized the way you make charcoal is you burn wood that's smothered, and then it's at such low oxygen, the way it burns, it leaves the carbon structure, right? So low oxygen burning will give you a really tough thing, and it won't destroy it into powdery ash. And that's why they put the vacuum inside the bulb. So that way that tungsten little filament, it won't burn and turn into ash and flake because there's almost no oxygen to help it oxidize and burn. But he came up with that after thousands and thousands of iterations on the light bulb. And he said it came to him like in a dream or a daydream or whatever, just like thinking and thought about charcoal. It's one of the greatest inventions of all time, the incandescent bulb. And Biden and them had the temerity to outlaw it. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like literally, Jericho, what is the cartoon symbol for a great idea?
Light bulb.
A light bulb. Because it means the light went on and you could see, but also the light bulb itself is one of the greatest inventions of all time. Can you imagine going around your fucking house with candles, starting fires, burning wax, all this shit? You forget to put the candle out, your kitchen catches on fire. Come on. Jeez.
Yeah. We just hit that little switch on the wall. We can dim them, turn them up, brighten them, turn them down.
How angry
Beautiful,
does the low flow shower head and the low flow toilet make you?
Like someone just has their dick out of your wall, just pissing on you while you're in the shower.
But I'm just saying, not me, but people have been known to drill the center out of the low flow shower head, and people have been known to adjust the restrictor inside the low flow toilet. Not me. I know how to do it exactly. But
you just saw a TikTok video about it. That's all.
I'm just saying I know exactly how to do it so your toilet flushes normally and your shower works. I know exactly, like almost like someone who had experience doing it. I know exactly how to do it, but not me. So
never.
Right. Standing there in the shower and it's just like just barely drooling on you. It's infuriating. And I would posit that you waste more water with that kind of a shower because you have to shower so much longer to get the soap out of here.
So stupid.
That's one thing when I go to a hotel, I turn on the shower. I hate when it's low flow at the damn hotel. Ugh. Tim Walsh. Oh, I'm reporting Tim Walsh for being an obvious weirdo. I don't think I've seldom had a reaction to a human being than I had to Tim Walsh when I saw his face.
Freak. Weirdo. Creepy ass weirdo. Like his hands are always wet.
Oh, right. Clammy hands.
His hands are always clammy and wet. He always has a heart on. Ugh.
Yeah. And he's the worst kind of guy. That wicked, wrathful beta male. They have all this rage inside, but they're too much of a pussy to ever express themselves. So they always do everything the sneaky, passive-aggressive way. They never are direct like a man, Just a sneaky little shit. You could just see it,
They're gonna hug your wife too long and creep her out. She's gonna tell you about it when you get back to the car.
I don't want to go there. That Tim guy, he's gonna be there. Yeah. I'll fucking tell him something. You tell me if he does something.
Yeah. What happened?
What is
no big deal. It's creepy.
What do you do? You're at a party or something, and some guy kind of likes your wife, and he does give her like an embrace. Hello. What do? You say something?
I don't know. You got to read the room. Is it her function? Is it attached to her? What is it? What's going on? You could do all that in about a blink of an eye. Just assess the situation and act accordingly. If he deserves it, give him the fucking beeswax.
What if a guy he said to you, Miss Jericho, you're striking. I'd like to watercolor you at my studio.
Double leg takedown and just bounce his head off the ground.
Tim Walsh is the kind of guy to drop his wife off at the studio.
Yeah, right? I'll honk when I'm out here. Going,
just call me when you're done. Oh, and I wanted to give him a bottle of wine as a gift for painting you. So take this into him.
Perfect. We'll drink it.
Yeah.
Are you sure this is right? Ladarius Art Studio. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, Call you when I'm back. Call you can help me walk down the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw you, Doug Sneed. I saw what you tried to do. I saw that. You gotta hand it to him though. He's like 75 at the time that he's doing this too.
Yeah, and it's also worked 75,000 times. So
right. That's the thing that women don't appreciate about men. It never ends. The horniness, it comes upon you like turning into a werewolf. Comes upon you like 12, 13, 14. And then that's it. That's just your life from now on. I saw a guy on Twitter. His tweet went viral, millions of engagements, people laughing about it. And he's like, I don't know what to do. Every time I see a beautiful woman, I think sexual thoughts about her. I'm really ashamed. And I can't tell my wife, and I just don't even know what to do about this. And someone just wrote to her, yes, you're describing being a man.
Welcome to the club, Junior.
Like, who told him that was abnormal? Like, yeah, what do you think you're gonna think when you see a pretty lady?
Nobody probably told him anything.
He needed a robo-dad.
That's
Sometimes,
right.
son, you'll get a funny feeling, and that's okay. It's natural.
It's women are built to make us feel this way. Their curves, their lumps, and their bumps. Yep. Dude, for $8.99, for $899.99, you can get a base model RoboDad. Take installments, 30% down.
Look at this. More California stupidity. Old Renaissance boomer. He knows something about plumbing, guys. Here's a really stupid thing about the low-flow toilets. They use less water per flush. The laterals, those are the mains to the main sewer line. So that's the line from your house to the sewer. Were put in at an inclination for a regular toilet. That means the amount of water needed to push all the poop or vomit and toilet paper, whatever you're putting down the toilet, needs a certain amount of water because of the certain angle that it's at. Low flows don't get all the poop to the sewer because they don't have enough water per flush.
So now we all got to go out and buy new toilets?
I'm just saying, not me, but the low flow thing typically is a little basket in there with a certain amount of water in it. And I heard about a guy just removing it, and then the toilet flushes the entire tank instead of just this little basket of water. I heard a guy say that. Not me. I just heard a guy say it. So
the low flows have a little basket in there.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of water. And then when you flush, just that little basket empties. But if you take the basket out, then you have the whole tank to dump and flush the thing.
Get all that poo down there.
All that doo-doo out to the sewer where it
belongs. There you go.
With them Ninja Turtles out there.
That's what they had. There wasn't no ooze. They ate a fucking big old clump of shit.
Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Poo. It wasn't
Secret of the Poo. That sewer line they lived in was fucking down the road from a Taco Bell. They got a hold of a fucking nuclear shit. And that's what turned them into the Ninja Turtles, man. That sounds more plausible.
We haven't seen Captain Haruno in a while, but he's a regular here, and he's good with the one-liners. He brings Robo Daddy in talking to a young Robo lad, and he says, "You shall meet an organic woman that turns your floppy disk into a hard drive." There you go.
Into a hard drive. That's right. Hey, that's the truth.
But don't get a computer virus.
Do not get any rust on your floppy disk. I'm warning you. That's not good, man. Stay out there. Only put it in clean ports. If you can.
So his wife tells him he's a piece of shit and he can't win this fight, which is not what you want from your wife.
I'll never forgive you for that.
So he goes on a drive, as all husbands do when they get very angry. And then he's just reliving it in his head. Apollo getting beat like a the way you beat a cube steak before you make a chicken fried steak, you get that mallet out, with the waffling on it. You just beat the shit out of it.
He got beat like a rented mule.
Yeah. Then in the leaving nothing to the imagination with the dolphin shorts they wear at the beach in Rocky 2.
Uh-oh.
Looks like they're trying to steal fruit, these guys.
Uh-oh.
And they're running in slow motion there in Los Angeles, hugging, laughing. In Rocky 1, yo, Adrian, we did it. All the way back in Rocky 1 when he was a mafia enforcer.
Way back when.
We were breaking thumbs. And the training with Apollo. When he met that weird shut-in nerdy girl from the pet store. When he married her. He's reliving his whole life here. He's going through a bunch of stuff in his head. Great training montages. This all set to music while he's night driving because he's been fighting with his wife. Oh, my God. Jericho, that is the face of an exasperated husband right there.
He's like, fuck, do I go in the other lane? Or do I stay here and go back home? What do I do?
This is, you've been at Disneyland with your wife and your two small children all day, and then there was like some fighting going on and this and that, and you're driving home from LA to San Diego, and then one of the kids goes, sister just spilled her chocolate milk all over the back seat. This is the face you make after 14 hours with Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
And she just spilled chocolate milk everywhere in the back of your truck.
Yeah, right here. I don't want it. You what? But you don't do anything, Gabe. You don't do anything. You just have that look on your face. You grip the steering wheel and you get through it. You because nobody cares.
Well, fine. Go to your mom's.
I don't give a shit. Go to your mother's. I might go to your mother's. You stay home with your fucking kids.
So
Mommy,
anyway,
no.
he's put down by his wife, very upset, but he's off. Oh, he's thinking of the widow
Yeah,
too.
I'll never forgive you for that. By the way, Adrian.
Right.
That was it's on your permanent record.
So he's packing up, telling Junior, Dad's got to go to communist Russia to beat the shit out of this guy. So I'll be back. You stay here with that weird robot. So,
but Daddy, I don't like that robot. It makes me scared. You be all right.
I didn't have a robot. My dad didn't buy me a robot. I think you would say thank you instead of telling me it was scary.
Yeah, hey, don't be a pussy.
It's one thing you can always recover from getting hurt, but being a pussy is a life sentence.
You never shake that off, Junior.
So he gets in the car. His wife's like, she's not going. She's like, fuck Russia. You're going to lose,
Adrian.
He's going to kill you just like Apollo Creed. He's going to send you to heaven just like Apollo, not hell like Karl Marx. And he gets to Soviet Russia, birthplace of terrible communist regime.
Vodka.
Yeah, so they land in the snow. They get in the car. Two, like, government, is it the Stasi? What is the secret Russian police? The KVD.
KGB.
Right? Well, there was the KGB. There was the
FSB.
Yeah, there was all kinds of different acronyms.
All these fucking letters.
Right. There was KGB, and there was something like NKVD. I got in the Gulag Archipelago, that book. It talks about these different. They're all the same thing. They're all the oppression police. So these two agents are going to follow Rocky around. He goes out to a wooden cabin in the middle of nowhere to do his training for couple weeks, and then the fight is on, and he's doing it for no money. He's doing it for America, and he's doing it for Apollo Creed, and he's doing it for that robot.
That's all he wants,
right?
To make that robot happy.
So this movie is about 50% montages. You have the driving montage, you have the fighting montage, you have the flashback montage, you have the training montages. He's out here in the snow in the wilderness. I wonder where they did film this. I'm sure it's just a Wikipedia entry.
Canada.
All right. Where's Justin Trudeau in blackface? I don't see him.
He's in there somewhere. That's part of the contract.
Wait, is that Justin Trudeau there?
Yeah. He's like, put me in. Put me in the movie. They're like, oh, all right, Justin.
Yeah, he seems like a sassy little dictator, doesn't he?
Yeah, he had like his hips. He switched his hips back and forth.
It's one of those guys, swivel hips. So you see Rocky's out facing nature. He's chopping wood. He's throwing rocks. He's helping this guy pull his stuck cart out of the deep snow. He's training in the world, in nature in Russia. Meanwhile, we go to the comic book laboratory where they're turning Ivan Drago into a super soldier with different serums and different electronics.
I think he's there.
Oh, he's in Russia, but what do you mean there?
No, but I think he's a super soldier. Like what else? What else are you gonna do to that?
He's going to turn them into super duper soldier.
What the fuck are you gonna do to that? I think we're good.
Right.
If all the soldiers look like that, we're in trouble.
Yeah. That's so that you see the dichotomy here. You see the natural chopping trees, doing bear crawls in the snow. I hated doing bear crawls. Imagine doing bear crawls in August in full football gear.
The worst.
Pants, shoulder pads, helmet. And you're doing fucking crawls.
Double days. Oh, the worst. Hated it.
Right. Then Adrian shows up. She left the kid alone with that weird robot.
Bitch.
Don't worry. He'll be safe with me. I will take care of him.
Ha, ha, ha. Let's get you in the bathtub.
You should reconcile with your husband. He was very hurt and offended when you said you did not believe he would be victorious.
So I took the liberty of purchasing a first-class ticket to Russia. The flight leaves in 1 hour. Honk, honk. There is the taxi cab.
By the way, your credit card is now maxed out.
You will have no money when you land.
She shows up. It's a little emotional. He keeps training like a fiend. I tell you, this story doesn't have much. This movie doesn't have much story. The workout though that he does here in Russia is just legendary. You want to say Dolph Lundgren looks like a machine. Stallone is on something else. Now, remember he was on a little bit of steroids. Steroids don't lift the weights for you, though. You know, people always say, oh, steroids,
Right.
steroids. You still got to do the work. You still got to eat. You still got to sleep. You know what I mean? So steroids just make it so he could heal faster, you know, grow faster. So, but yeah, he looked spectacular in this. And, you know, we cut back to Drago. They're shooting him up with something. I don't know. And Rocky's just doing some of the hardest workouts in the world, running in front of the car. Like, yeah, it's great. And yeah, you see it, and it builds and it builds and it builds, and he runs to the top of this small hill. And it's kind of like, I just realized, oh my God, this is mirroring running up the steps in Philadelphia. I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, just like the steps.
Duh.
Hello.
Have you ever been to Philly? I want to go up those steps sometimes. I'm sure when you go to that
No.
Philadelphia Art Museum, there's probably 80,000 people constantly running up the steps, you know? So
Yeah, or there's homeless people on the steps. I don't know.
just lying in their own piss.
Yeah, or somebody else's even worse.
So we go to this Russian Coliseum, and they're gonna have it out. They're gonna have their fight. Now Jericho already broke down the tally of the strikes landed, and it's
Too much.
cartoonish. You know, 38 in a row, 97 punches in a row, and yeah, it's emotional. They don't think he's gonna make it. The kids are watching from home. It's Christmas time.
Mhm. Christmas
look at
Day.
Fucking shoulders on Dolph Lundgren there. I mean, if you were drawing a comic book, that's the physique you would draw in a comic. That's crazy.
Dude, it's huge.
Yeah. I'm still taller, though. Just thought I'd remind everyone.
I mean, look at the hair, everything, the haircut, everything just, screams communist Russia. I wonder, I bet he probably had some problems like out in public, people fucking like thinking he's really a Russian or some shit.
I'm just saying I'm taller. You know, that's just all I'm saying. So, you know, just a bigger dude than this monster of a killing machine, you know.
Yeah.
Just bigger than one of the greatest on-screen demolition, destruction, Terminator type. Just bigger. Not a ton, you know, maybe an inch, you know. So.
Dude, he just looks fucking insane. Dude, yoked. But yeah, just, you know, Carl Weathers, all three of them are fucking jacked as hell.
A YouTuber friend of mine, you may not know him, Jericho, Drunk 3PO. He's friends with all those people we went and hung out with in Vegas, like Eric July and Nerdrotic and all. So he's good friends with them. He's a really, really, really sweet guy, actually. Really, he was one of those guys that everybody likes him and he likes everybody. You know, Guy Fieri has that charisma where he likes everyone and everyone likes him. Drunk 3PO is that way. And he went to the spot in Philadelphia, the Rocky Steps, and he said, gunshots, I better get out of here. So I guess maybe not a great neighborhood. So
not worth it.
Yeah. So what did you think of this final fight?
I thought it was too long and it was just ridiculous. Again, the bam, 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 bam. Here's 15 shots to your face. There's 28 shots to your face. There's 40 shots to your face. I mean, it was just ridiculous. But, you know, it made $300 million on a $28 million budget. It was a hit, made over 10 times what its budget was. So, you know, there was something there. It's very gimmicky. It's very, you know, not a lot of nutrition in it, just sugar. You know, it's just 80s over the top sugar for the eyes and the brain. Yeah. So, you know, whatever.
Yeah, it's not definitely, as they say, a popcorn flick. It is junk food in this movie.
Yeah, it's not up for any Oscars, but watching it as an adult and not through the lens of being a kid who probably would have eaten this shit up like you wouldn't believe. This is fucking awesome. Now I know how people feel who haven't watched Predator until they became an adult. Yeah, you know, I know how they feel, but watching it as an adult, this shit is this final fight was ridiculous.
If you saw this at 10 and you came out of the theater, you'd tell your dad, that's the best movie in the world, right? You know, you would think it was
because a kid doesn't need that. You don't need a story as a kid.
No,
there doesn't need to be any meat on the bone. Just get to it. Or, you know, don't do it. He did it. He's dead. I'm fighting. I go to Russia. He's beaten now. Credits. So yeah, the kid.
And Stallone looking like, I think the only time he ever looked more jacked was Rambo 3. You know, that one where he has he's fighting with the sticks and all that. And like Rambo 3 is insane. Have we done Rambo 3? Because that's a ridiculous movie.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. He takes on an entire Afghan army with one other guy, a Russian battalion.
And some horses.
Yeah.
Dude, but he's fucking, dude, yucked the fuck up too.
Yeah. So it's a beatdown. But Rocky gets the best of him. You know, it looks really bad. He's throwing him around. But he's amazed that Rocky could take so much punishment and not die. And Rocky digs deep, and he's able to defeat him by the end. Adrian's there, still not believing in her man.
Bitch.
So, and that's right. The crowd turns on Drago. The Russian crowd, because this is in Russia now, in case you missed that. The crowd starts cheering for Rocky, and then his woman starts shit-talking Ivan. So first Adrian's shit-talking Rocky, now she's shit-talking Ivan. That's terrible. You got to stand by your man, ladies, no matter what.
You fight like this. So, yeah, women aren't very loyal in these fucking movies. In this movie.
You could have just stopped at the word loyal, Jericho.
Oh, that's fired.
I would say their relationship heuristic is strategic. That'd be a diplomatic way to say the way women look at relationships is very strategic, very practical.
Damn.
They are not romantic. Men are romantic. Women are the receivers of romance. Men are the givers of romance.
That's fucked up.
You think women sit after a breakup and cry and write songs about the guy and stare at his picture and she'll never love again? Are you out of your mind? They're like, that guy's a fucking loser and I'm moving on. And it was like, I wanted to break up with him a long time ago and blah, blah, blah. They're not sitting there carrying a torch for men. Oh, no.
They do until they're like 14. Then it fucking changes. Then, they're crying in the room. Oh my God, and our song and all that. But then when they get a certain
but that's not even about the man. That's just being an idiot middle schooler, right? Like,
yeah, that's basically you up to like 14 years old. And it's like, nope, dick,
Right.
So yeah, he finally gets his full on the ground.
Rocky.
Look how big he is, dude. Look how big he is compared to Stallone.
Yep. And he's a huge dude. Just look at his arms and everything, how tall he is, how long his arms are. Just a huge, huge dude. So, you know how it is.
And he's not even standing straight up.
So yeah, Rocky sends him he says from Russia with love and then blasts him. Speaking of Russians and people who are doing Russian accents, Sean Connery, Hunt for Red October. Sean Connery in The Highlander. They're like, hey, you're going to be one of the Highlanders. You're playing a Spanish guy that's been alive for hundreds of years. He's a swordmaster. I could do a Spanish accent. It sounds just like my Scottish accent.
Yeah.
And then his Russian accent sounded just like his Scottish accent. It's interesting.
It sounds. I got one voice for you, Hollywood. That's it. All right. That's how we're going to do it.
I have a 3-word Sean Connery impersonation. 3 words. Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. What are we, a little danger?
Me and the crew used to do anyway, he knocks his ass out. He's going to be eating borscht through a straw.
Basically what happened. That's basically what he does right
now. Right. Then he gives this real maudlin speech of, well, I could change and he could change and we could all change and we don't have to blow each other up with nuclear bombs.
No,
basically the message there.
It's the same shit they did with fucking Superman 4. It was like, oh, we need to be peaceful and everybody give me their nukes and then throw them into the sun.
And then proving that his fight has stopped World War III. The Russian prime minister, whoever this guy is, this Gorbachev stands up and he starts clapping. We're going to clap for the American.
Yes, clap for Rocky. And now to prove that the opposing party is in line with my agenda, he is going to suck me off in front of everybody.
Oh, jeez. And that's it. Russia goes crazy for Rocky. And he ends up with the American flag and scene.
That's a pretty iconic picture right there. I could definitely see that on a poster.
Yeah.
Something like that. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. No, Rocky IV, it has no story, but I like it. I don't know. It's very of the moment, but like you said, Jericho, you had to be there as a kid in the 80s for this thing to really resonate, I think if you showed it to some Zoomer or some millennial, they'd be like, I don't know, these guys are fighting over Russia or something.
Yeah,
Russia, Russia, Russia. You know.
Yep. They wouldn't get it. Beautiful, love Russia. Yeah, I don't think they would get it.
Yeah.
A
lot of people are saying the story's not great.
Thought they were dead. They're still around.
Call that a montage.
Dude, if you like montages, you're fucking soaking wet right now because that movie was
right.
jam-packed.
Very good montages. Well, that is Rocky IV. Now, guys, what you don't know, here's a little behind the scenes. We were trying to do a different movie tonight. I'll show you what we were going to do. And we got the photos and everything, and then we could not find the movie. Not on Netflix, I don't have Netflix. I tried everywhere except for Netflix. I could not find hold on. That movie. We wanted to do Ninja Turtles 2 with Vanilla Ice and all that. Like Hulu, Tubi, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, checked everywhere. Can't find it. Cannot find this. So we will do this. It's like a white whale now. We have to do it, but we will get to Ninja Turtles 2 eventually. Next week.
That's a great thumbnail.
Thank you. I made it on my iPad yesterday. And then I went and looked for the movie and I couldn't find the movie.
Whoops.
So there you go. But I have all the photos for that movie raring to go. So yeah, but next week we'll be on to something else. I'll let Jericho pick. I picked this one at the last minute because we didn't have anything else to do. But you can pick a piece of crap, make me laugh, or something.
No, I can do that. I will bring you a piece of garbage.
Bring me a piece of shit that makes me laugh.
Oh yeah, I got you. It'll make you either laugh or walk out.
In Soviet Russia, shitty movie laugh at you.
Yeah, well, this thing's gonna be cracking up because I got some fucking heaters.
Okay.
I got to decide which one is shittier, and
you got too many options right now.
It's a dead heat right now. I got two in the chamber, and it's a dead heat for shittiness. So I got to make a decision.
Okay. And our new old show, Datitude, we're going to figure out if it's going to be Thursday or Friday mornings live stream. Just pay attention to us on social media. We will let you know. Put the link out there. I want to do a live stream. It'll be on this channel. It'll be on my channel. And we're going to just do the regular talk. Obviously, no movie or anything like that. And talk about being dads, politics, just our culture. It's talking about culture. But, of course, it's all the fun, goofy stuff we like to do. But I think that's a show.
Great show.
In the last words.
Google Jericho Green, bam. Instagram at JG Talk 2, on X at Green_Jericho, on YouTube, Jericho Green, as you see right there. And like and subscribe and all that good shit.
All right, guys. We will talk to you next Wednesday on another episode of Double Impact. Bye-bye.